Before I met Chris, I wanted to punch him in the face.
I don't know that I've heard this story.
Neither have I.
Were you using Chris to try to gain
Absolutely not.
admission into the fishing industry?
Absolutely not.
Have you had a crush on any other angler?
No. Whoa, Tommy Biffle. Tommy Biffle.
This one was embarrassing. Whatever, let's just tell the truth. No hate mail, please.
What's your 2 cents? You saw that video.
Oh, we're not going to go there.
No. Yeah, I know. That's why people hate you.
Yeah. By the way, did we just get an announcement what you're fishing moving forward?
Yeah, I guess I did.
I don't think that's out there. Cliff, when I picked you up from the airport yesterday, you called me. You said, bro, this is Dallas Love Field. It's a tiny airport. And I could hear through your cell phone your heels clicking from the. I just knew this guy showed up in boots, pressed jeans, and a button-up shirt.
Boots are normal.
Yeah,
That's an old pair of boots.
I heard you walking through the hallway like
a boss. I felt like Tommy.
Yeah, you have a hill on yours.
from
Your
Landman.
boots.
Yeah.
You told me a couple days when I called you. I said, "Hey, let's go do some podcasts and some fishing up in Texas." You're like, "Let's do it." But can we?
I want to do some landman stuff, bro. I want to negotiate contracts, make some money, go to the patch. Just
Mess with crazy girls? Nah.
no, I don't mess. I only mess with one. I only mess with one. She's not crazy. She's beautiful. She's out of my league. But other than that, yeah, I want to do some landman stuff. Went to the gas station last night, pumped some gas. That's about as close as we could get.
No, I appreciate you showed up dressed as a Texan.
I mean, look, here's the deal. Cheap bourbon whiskey and white pearl snaps, that's two things that stay the same. That's just how it is.
He knows the lyrics. Do you know what song that's from?
Yeah, he played it as soon as he hopped in my truck yesterday. He literally grabbed my phone. What's your password? Typed in the password and put that song on.
Here's why I like the red dirt, right? Michael Bennett and them put me on. Bam Industrial Services, local company here, put me on that red dirt. And I like red dirt because I know what red dirt is to this part of the country, just like swamp pop music is
Right.
to Louisiana. So that's why I like to.
Who's your
it out.
favorite that you consider is red dirt?
I like Stoney LaRue,
Yeah, he's one of
Randy
the,
Rogers.
yeah, kind of the kings, the foundations.
Yeah.
Do you, CCR? Were you a CCR?
I don't go too far into the red
So
dirt.
no cross Canadian rag.
Cross Canadian rag, Alabama.
That's Alabama. Calling Alabama red dirt.
No, the song. It's the song
Oh
Alabama.
yeah. No, that's
See,
a
my,
good one.
my
That's a-
CCR is created
second
Clearwater.
Yeah, you only, 17 in your hometown? Yeah, Cross Canadian rag.
Oh, yeah.
Trait, I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah, I like it. I big CCR. Went to their concerts in high school, and it was kind of like the anthem. That album, the one before Alabama, that was like the anthem. I feel like of my graduating class.
I don't know how, I'm not really that far into it. I just kind of I know a little bit, you know what I mean?
You know enough.
I got Red Dirt in Pandora. It's a pretty good station.
Yeah.
So, Cliff, we flew you in. You live down in the swamp of Louisiana, Pierre Part. I mean, everyone knows that you are the Cajun Baby. Your social handles, Cajun Baby Fishing.
Smartest, stupidest thing I ever came up with in my life. You want to hear
Why
how
do you
it
say
came
that?
up?
Why do you say?
Because it's the stupidest thing, because it's like a joke. It's just whatever. It's just funny. It's just whatever.
Stuck, though.
The smartest thing is that it did stick.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me a spot in a conversation way back when, and that's helped me out throughout my career. Here's how that came up. Let me tell you the story.
Yeah.
St. John's River, 2007, 2008, Bassmaster Southern Open, Palatka, Florida. That's the first Open of the year. I think Peter T won that tournament.
Okay.
That's when Johnny Van Dam came out in that whole good tournament. So I get a check in that tournament. First time I got a check in Open. Dude, I'm pumped. I'm bucked. I'm driving home that night, and I'm somewhere on I-10, and I'm about to be the next Kevin Van Dam because I got a check. I'm all pumped. You know, I'm like, yeah. I won like $2,500.
It's a good feeling, though.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
pumped, bro. And I'm like, this is it. This is my, got fish BFLs, federations. This was my second year in Opens. I got a check. I'm driving home. I'm pumped up. Following Jamie Les. Jamie had just made the classic. So, like, I felt like I'm close to the game. I just got to check. I'm all pumped up. And I'm like, man, this is awesome. And I'm like, I'm going to get a name. I'm going to get a name. Because at that tournament, there was Ike and Ish and Big Show. And I'm like, I need something for me. I need something for me. So I started thinking, popped up Cajun Baby Fishing.
I think it works.
And there it came. And I told that to a few people, kind of kept in my pocket, and then I almost didn't use it. Fast forward, I qualify
For the Elite Series.
for the Elite Series the following year. Getting my boat wrapped at Ken Sherman, legend in the boating industry, South Louisiana. And I tell Ken the story, and Ken's like, bro, you got to do that. You got to put that on your sticker. You got to use that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of, Ken's like, do it. So I did it, and that's where Cajun Baby comes from.
Wow. And is it like, so the name Cajun Baby, is it like a baby face thing because you got one? Or is it like, it's Cajun Baby?
It just had a good little ring to it.
Because you call people baby all the time. Every time you get off the phone, you're like, all right, baby.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of happened. Yeah, it wasn't like it's not like a physical baby thing. It's just like Cajun Baby.
Cajun Baby.
But like, you can say Cajun Baby, it works. You can't say Cajun grown man. You can't say like toddler. Like, it just flows.
I will say, so like, I'm originally from California. I made the Elite Series in 2012. I kind of rode that like California kid thing for a while, and like Skeet did, and Isham, all those guys, Lucas, all those guys, California. Oh, the guys from California know how to throw lures that big and that big. But there has been several guys after you come out of the swamp, right? Come out of the basin, whatever you want to call it, but like they didn't have nicknames. They didn't have that same like aura that you had coming out from that area.
Because we're from the same area, but we're not from the same area, right?
So it's different. You're further
From
south.
different hoods.
So like Robbie Latuson,
Parishes.
different parishes.
Y'all talk the same, but it's not the same.
With like Robbie, Logan, Gerald, Hackattack's a different animal.
Okay.
Gonzalez is,
Well, like Hackattack is here.
Yeah.
In all aspects of life, like Hackattack lives here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd put him as an idol, but anyway, they all live in Gonzales. Or
Caleb's from down there.
Caleb's in New Iberia. But like Roger Bowler was from Flydale. Like, that's all like little like cities. Pierreport, for a lot of people, is like
the swamp.
A swamp, small community, 3,000 people. Dude, we got 3 red lights in all of Assumption Parish. Like Walmart's, like the closest Walmart's like 20 miles away.
So they're from like the city almost, and you're like from the country.
Yeah, like a small community like Pierreport, I always felt by a lot of people is like, oh, y'all live down there, back there, in the swamp. Like, almost looked down because from a small town.
Yeah.
Not those guys didn't, but.
Yeah.
But you always did a good job wearing that on your sleeve. Like, dude, I'm from the swamp. Like, here are my thoughts. And it was like marketable, right? I mean, you've had many sponsors throughout the year.
That was him, right?
Right.
Yeah, like it just. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Out of all the guys that came from the swamp down there, it seems like you had the most aura and like the most pizzazz around being from Louisiana.
Because he was from the swamp.
maybe I had less sense than all of them. I don't know. Now, it was fun. I spent a lot of time just trying to survive and catching fish and working. I ain't got time to, like, it is what it is. I wish I was maybe smart enough like Trait to know how to do this stuff and navigate.
And I think
it is what it is.
I think you're saying that because of the path that your career has taken. Like I said, you grinded on the Bassmaster Opens for 2 years. You made it in 2010. I came on the scene in 2012. You and I roomed together a couple of those years.
Let's go from the beginning though. Like how did you even meet Chris?
So let me tell you this. Before I met Chris, I wanted to punch him in the face. I wanted to punch him because
I don't know that I've heard this story.
Neither have I.
Well, we talked about this a little bit. I wanted to punch him because of that stupid hat he wore.
Was it flat brimmed or something?
It was a winter hat. It was like
oh yeah,
with the little bill.
It was a beanie with the bill.
Oh, I hate that hat too.
I'm like,
I
look
made
at
him
this
throw it
dude.
away.
Yeah.
I'm like, because you can, in fishing, you can see people coming. Like, I remember Chris, I remember Josh Bertrand, I remember Fletcher. Like, you can see these cats coming.
Although you're from Louisiana watching, I was coming up in California and
and through the opens,
wearing
and
this silly ski
wearing
hat.
this silly hat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look at it. And Chris is kind of cool. He wears the Airwalks or whatever he wears, some Guido looking dude or whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm like, look at this cat, bro. Like, just look at him. You know what I'm saying? He's too cool. You know what I'm saying? So then he had that white F-250, which was cool. I'm like, all right, maybe he's By this time we qualified, I think, we only need two. I'm like, maybe he's all right because you got to have 250.
He drives a man's truck.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's not very metro.
Well, then this dude shows up with the Yamaha wrap. And I had been at Ski Yamaha for 2 years by that time, trying to get it done, working with Joanne, Dave Ittner, trying to make that move and step up. And here comes this dude with the stupid hat.
The full Skeeter
with
wrap.
a full Skeeter Yamaha wrap. Bro, I wanted to
only knew
what
at
was
the
it
time.
worth? What was it worth?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you only knew at the time, okay, this is my rookie season. We all know rookies don't make squat. I mean, today, yesterday, 20 years ago. The guy who designed my wrap, Corey Fensky, he does Skeet's wraps out there. He was the Skeeter rep out west. And I'm trying to navigate through this whole rookie season. Like, dude, what am I going to show up with? What's my jersey going to look like? What's my wrap going to look like? Nowadays, guys are just putting their names on them.
Yeah.
I didn't think about putting my name on there. But Corey Fensky designed the wrap for me. And I was like, dude, I trust you, bro. I trust you. So him being the Skeeter Yamaha rep out west.
He got you.
Bow.
He got you.
Skeeter logo, 3/4 of the boat, and then Yamaha the rest of it. I was like, all right, cool. That looks good. Let's roll with it. You know what that sponsorship was worth?
10% off.
35 off a boat.
Which is pretty good these days.
Memoed though.
It was 25.
Was it 25?
25.
Yeah, 25 off
memo.
memoed. So you being jealous of that, it's like if you would have known at the time, it was
I'm like,
nothing.
I want to beat him up.
Total front.
Yeah, we all did that. Everybody
And
does
that business goes on today.
Yeah, for sure. So we're hanging out. So all that. But I'm like, let me just check this out. So anyway, so I'm around Chris a little bit, hear him crack a couple jokes. I joke, you got to get it. There's a bit of sarcasm in everything.
Yeah.
Chris gets it. Maybe we clown on a couple people, whatever. And then we got to be buddies.
Yeah.
But at first I wanted the DDT him.
You were always intriguing to me because you were known as the guy from Louisiana. And for the first couple of years on tour, all I wanted to do was punch. Being from the California Delta, dude, I'm going to punch my way to the top 5 in ALF.
Remember that dude?
So we talked about...
Remember that time on Seminole he punched?
Yeah, I
Killed
did.
me, bro.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was accidental.
That was a bad one. We were at Seminole one time, and I was kind of struggling. And Cliff had an awesome day one, and we talk, just like all the anglers do. And he's like, dude, I found a sick punch and bite. And we were launching way up the river, and, the only punching areas were way up the river, almost by takeoff there. And I was, of course, me being from California, I want to go fish down the lake, fish the clear water and everything. And Cliff's like, dude, I got on a smoking punch and bite on day one. Day one, I kind of sucked. And so I'm driving down the lake the next day. After what he told me, I found this awesome punch and stretch. And I'm running down the river. I'm like, man, maybe I should take into consideration what he said. Okay, let's go punch a little bit, because I was all about punching back then.
It's like 10 foot of water.
Yes.
Lilies are like 2
that's
foot
right.
on the
You
shelf.
gave me all the details, and I'm running down the lake, and I'm like, wow, that matches up like perfectly. So I sat down, and I think I catch one my second flip, and like I look around the corner, and I see a boat, and this guy was just like working, just going to work. I think I see him catch one.
You?
Unknowingly. And then, I kind of stayed in there a little too long, I think, kind of got in his way. And then afterwards, he's like, bro, I kind of told you about this deal. This is the area I'm fishing. I'm like, man, that area looked good. I think I started out with like, dude, I found this sick area for punching and this and that. I ended up poaching him unknowingly. And did I go back there on day 3?
Well, I didn't make day 3.
Oh,
I don't think I
So you took his fish.
I think so.
And you took a check for him.
I think so.
Didn't take a check. But here's the story. It was all just happened. It's no big deal. Because here's the story.
Back then, was it a big deal for you? Did you think, oh, this guy and
no, because he didn't know. Because he really didn't know. He struggled on day 1, and I'm like, man, I'm flipping mats. I'm sitting in like I don't know, 8 to 10 foot of water. Got this little lip. It's all cool, whatever. And that was it. So when he saw me, he was like, oh man. So he leaves or whatever. It's no big deal.
I was there because you told me
but
the ingredients.
It didn't matter because I trusted him. But, fast forward 6 years later, we at La Crosse, Wisconsin. The river's rising. My bite's going away. I go down there by the lock, fish these mats and pans and catch a few fish. So it always worked out. And that's a good thing about fishing. Like when you're hanging out and you're fishing with your partners and you know what's up and nobody keeps track, but you're having fun and you're laughing.
Yes. There's nothing better.
Whatever, bro. Like, yeah, here's a weird point. Here's a bone. Sometimes it's come in with me. Sometimes it's look for this. It just works. And when it works,
back around.
It's fun. And it always does come back around.
But I would say, like, with all the guys who work together, there are so many, for like every one of those stories where like we respect each other, like, my bad, bro, I'm so sorry. For every one of those stories, there are 20 stories where guys will not talk to each other for like years because of a situation like that.
And you just got to know if it's real or not.
Right.
Like
Intentional.
Yeah, like.
And there's stories if in that same situation where I would go tell another dude and he would show up on that. And that's bad. And that happens all the time too.
Like it's just be easy.
Yeah.
Like it's not that serious.
Yeah. And that's a great philosophy to
like
have. The whole approach to bass fishing should be like that.
I remember that deal. When you saw me, it was like, man, my bad. I didn't know this. This is where you were fishing. Yeah, this is where I'm fishing. All right, I'm out. No problem. He didn't take ownership of the area and try to own it. But, you know, it all works out. And here's the deal. So I had a bad day too. The water dropped a little bit, and of any bite in fishing, that punching bite is one that normally hangs on through everything.
Sure.
Well, I didn't do a good job. Didn't execute. Had a bad day. Fell to like 52nd. Mark Davis is in the same area, waiting for that water to drop. Those fish pull out the mats. Mark Davis absolutely cracks them.
In a ditch or something.
Yeah, in a little ditch. It was like the mouth of a little deal. And it was, yeah.
Let's go way back, because that's really we talked about doing this podcast for about a year now. We almost did it last March, and then we didn't. And I feel like we've known each other, 14 years now, 15 years.
It's been a while.
And I mean, all three of us have known. I feel like we've all kind of. You started the ride first, then Chris hopped on, and then I joined in not too long after, and we've all been on this trip together. Yeah, it's had its ups and downs and all of that.
Oh, there's been some ups and downs I planned on bringing up between y'all.
So I'll tell you, the first time I met you, Cliff, you took over his phone a few times. Me and Chris, we were just friends. He was obviously working on me.
Allegedly.
And we were hanging out. He'd come to town. We'd go fishing. He'd ask me to come meet him. I wasn't going to meet him. He was coming here to Fort Worth, and I had a full-time job here, but I was fishing some opens here and there.
Were you using Chris to try to gain
absolutely not
admission into the fishing industry?
Absolutely not, but that's what everyone says. No offense to the fishing industry, but I had no eyes for no anglers. He's the only angler I've ever dated, ever kissed, ever touched more than that. I didn't.
Have you had a crush on any other angler?
No. Whoa, Tommy Biffle. Tommy Biffle. But Chris knows that, and Tommy knows that, So I like Tommy's swag, right? He's like, this is what I do. This is mine. Mm-hmm. You're not going to mess me up. This is how I'm going to live my life. I'm going to tell you how I feel. Mm-hmm. He takes command, and in a world of some dudes that aren't
fence riding, that type of deal.
Yeah.
Tommy has no swag, which gives him swag.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He doesn't try to create this thing. This is, dude,
Tommy tried to come in on me one time.
Did he?
He did at Chickamauga. Bass Pro Tour event. I'm catching him on that rattle trap. Set a record. It was a record at that point. And first day I'm fishing, and I catch him, and Tommy's down the way. When the second day, it was at the mouth of some pockets. Tommy starts fishing towards me, and I'm there. I'm like power pole down. And this is no shade on Tommy, because I've done this to other people. Tommy was just pushing me, see how far he could push me. So Tommy comes to me, he's fishing. Well, finally gets within like a calf. I'm like, Tommy, what you doing? He's like, what? I'm just fishing. I'm like, Tommy, I'm pulled down, bro. I'm throwing it out. He's like, oh, I thought you caught him in the middle. And he put his rod down, and he kicked the trolling motor on high, and life is good. He goes down the way, and it was all cool. But Tom was gonna bully me if I let him. If I let him, he was gonna push me and do it. So it was cool to kind of.
When me and Chris were first dating, Chris fished the open. It was Fort Gibson. Was it Fort Gibson?
Fort Gibson.
My dad was my co-angler, because back then to get in, you had to have a co-angler connected to you, a pair. So my dad was there. He was just kind of really getting to know Chris, and Chris and Tommy had an altercation on the
sure
water.
did.
Tell him about that. That's the best story
Well,
ever.
he didn't practice, just like that Elite Series tournament. Like, he did not practice whatsoever. And there was one creek at Fort Gibson where, like, it goes down. Like, every single year it goes down in there. And instead of everyone, and through practice, I was watching everyone fish the banks or whatever, and me being from California, all right, let's fish off a little bit and let's find. And we didn't do the brush pile thing out in California. It was all rocks, all offshore rock. But I started to notice there was rock with brush. I'm like, dang, someone put a brush pile right there. So I started looking for brush piles. Next day, the tournament starts. Tommy didn't practice whatsoever. I started on the brush pile I had the most bites on. And Tommy was like on the other side of it. And here I am, rookie, young gun, rolled right up on that brush pile and started casting to it from the other side. And Tommy goes, hey, what's your name? I was like, hey, Chris Zaldain. He goes, I thought so. He goes, you're cocky, ain't you? I was like, oh.
Awesome.
And in hindsight, I guess I was, something to prove, chip on my shoulder, being from California. I'm here to win a tournament. I've got a girl I'm trying to impress fishing the tournament. She's wearing a Strike King jersey. Broke. Absolutely broke. Need this $1,500 check, whatever it is. So, yeah, I was super aggressive, but that was my first taste of Tommy Biffle fishing in the same water, and it was really awkward, and I ended up leaving, I think, after catching a couple. But that's Tommy right there. He didn't threaten me with a knife. He did not say he wanted to cut me. He just said, you're cocky, ain't you? And I think I said something, clapped back with, Tommy, you knew this place was going to fish small or something. That's why you didn't practice. Something smart aleck, and blah, blah, blah. So,
I love Tom. Love him.
Me too.
that's about one of only, 3 altercations I've been on in the water. You ever been in an altercation? And by the way, you have a sheriff deputy background, so you're always good at de-escalating things.
I tried to.
Yeah.
No, I had Timmy Horton screamed at me one time.
When you were cranking offshore, like you love doing?
No, it was at Table Rock, and he was in the back of a pocket coming up this bank, and I was coming down the bank, and I trod across the pocket,
Okay.
across the mouth of it to get down the bank,
Okay.
and he thought I cut him off. Bro, this one was embarrassing, but whatever. Let's just tell the truth. We was in North Carolina fishing a Bass Pro Tour event. I'm struggling. That's when I caught that big one on that swim beat in practice.
Yes, that's right.
I got one bite on the swim beat off a bridge in practice and threw everything away and just, that didn't work. That didn't work.
It rarely does,
Well, anyway,
trust me.
so I'm fishing this bridge. Dude, this is embarrassing. But I'm fishing, and Andy Montgomery comes from under the bridge on the riprap, and he's fishing. Well, I'm kind of on the bridge. Well, I want to get on riprap too, but he's already on it. And I kind of kicked it in high and went in front, and I jacked him. It wasn't cool. But I was struggling for a bite, and I was like, man.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt like doing it, and I felt kind of, and I knew it wasn't right.
When you're desperate,
At least you felt that. At least you felt that.
I
'Cause
knew
a lot of
yeah.
guys will not feel that feeling.
And then I felt like, man, Andy's a good dude, bro.
Yeah.
Andy's a good dude, and Andy's buddies with Art, and I'm buddies with Art, and I'm buddies with Andy.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I just did it. And then that afternoon, I think it was that afternoon, I called Andy back and squared up, and he's like, yeah, we cool, it's good. He was disappointed when I did it on the water,
Sure.
but we talked like that day or that afternoon or whatever, and it was all good. But
you had to
yeah,
Hey,
pressure
listen.
situation.
Of course.
I made a bad deal. I made a bad call. I'm just I don't know. I'm glad Andy.
You
The
ever
last,
took it back,
the last
you know what
thing
I mean?
you want is for Andy to go back home, tell Ott, tell everyone else, hey, Cliff Crochet is a freaking poacher. Because once you're labeled a poacher and that word gets out, that never goes away.
Yeah, and bro, I felt bad. Like I felt like God, like you got to catch one.
Yeah.
And I knew it probably wasn't the best thing to do. Luckily, it was to a dude I know.
You could talk to him.
He knew I made a bad call.
You owned up to it.
I owned up to it. I felt like
You
I don't know
ever-
why I would tell the story now anyway, but it's a true
That's all
story.
good,
Andy,
yeah.
sorry about that. Thanks for accepting my apology. It was a bad call.
You ever have which
I'll tell you one more.
Yeah.
I tried to put some muscle on Gary Krause, of all people.
Gary Klaus.
Gary Klaus.
Yeah.
Gary
That
Krause is from Baton Rouge. Gary Klaus owns Phoenix.
Okay.
Arkansas River.
Phoenix Boats, Gary Klaus.
Phoenix Boats. Yeah, Gary, like president. It's all good. We had the Arkansas River, Muskogee, Oklahoma. We're in this little bayou, right? And it's like wide enough for one and a half boats, shallow. So Gary's in there, so I pull up on him. We get kind of side by side. I'm like, what's up, Gary? What you think, buddy? And Gary says, Cliff, it just ain't gonna work, dude. It's just not like, I'm like, oh, no, we can do it. We just work side by side. It's all good. And I'm like, he's like, we did it for like 2 minutes. And he's like, it's not gonna work. I'm like, it's gonna work. And Gary said, well, I'm gonna leave, bro. You can have it. And I'm like, nah, dude. I put my rods down and threw it out and left. I tried to put a little muscle on it, but it just
Didn't work.
It didn't work. And then when I could have made it work, I'm like, yeah, it's not the game I want to play. So I took off and left.
Good for you.
If it had been a little bit wider, we'd have stayed, but it was big enough for one boat.
You ever have any on the water altercations with like locals or anything?
One time, it wasn't even an altercation. It was awkward at Toledo Bend. Hold on. Let me back up a little bit. So I've been fishing tournaments since I'm 12. I just told on myself twice. Whoever's watching at home, I'm not that dude.
Yeah.
It just make a bad decision every now and then. I didn't cut nobody off.
Sure.
We're just telling stories. No hate mail, please. But anyway, I was at Toledo Bend one time. I was 2000 something fishing the tournament. Had a good first day, whatever. When I get to my area, there's some locals already there fishing. It's a known area. Fishing, whatever, it's all good. I know it's gonna be chaos, whatever. It's gonna work. So I'm fishing these dudes right here, and I don't know who these cats are or whatever. And we get close enough to speak on the water. So I say, what's going on? Good morning, something. And they didn't answer back. Like that's all I said.
Right.
What's going on? Good morning. Nothing. So I told my marshal, I'm like, well, I guess this is how it's gonna be. And we zigged and zagged all day. And they never spoke to me and whatever.
Nothing really happened.
Nothing really happened, but we made it work. But like the dudes wouldn't talk to me. They wouldn't.
Yeah. That's when you know they don't want you there.
Which is, I didn't want them there either.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the dudes are, but it worked out and we all caught fish and life was good, but I didn't know why.
You didn't do anything regrettable.
No.
Let's say that.
No. I've never.
Because I have many times.
Well, I'll go to your office on Monday and disrupt you.
Oh my
No,
God.
I've been lucky.
But what's your 2 cents? You saw that video. What's your 2 cents on how?
Oh, we're not going to go there.
No. Do you understand?
I don't know the whole story.
Yeah. I told this. We recorded a podcast with Payne-Grack before you, and it hasn't went live yet. And I told Payne-Grack the hardest part is I knew what Chris meant, right? I knew Chris was just saying, hey, I'm just trying to do my job. Leave me alone. Because the public didn't see that 30 minutes of them just straight harassing Chris.
It was a war.
That footage didn't go up. I wish it would have went up completely uncut so people would have seen like Chris had his head down. It didn't. But Chris thought everyone would just understand what he was saying, right? And Charles, who edited it, thought everyone will see what happened. Well, they didn't see him getting harassed. So when he lost it, flipped, they're like, oh, he's threatening that guy. But Chris was just saying like, I'm not going to come to your work. Just leave me alone. Let me do my job, dude. I got to make money.
Matter of fact, I told him straight up, I'm going to go to your workplace and disrupt you while you're working.
Yeah, I know. That's why people hate you. Yeah. People really hate you for that one.
It was regrettable. Absolutely regrettable.
Luckily, I think every time I've ever been in a situation, I've either I like to think I've handled it correctly, or I've been able to go back and apologize, admit my fault, and move on.
I wish the whole fishing community was like that, but they're not.
That's probably one or two in the back of my mind. Somebody's gonna say, I think I've always made it work best I can. Rookie season. I was go back way back when. Clear Lake, Rodman Slough, Bill Owen, Biffle was in there, but Biffle was out of the way. Guy Aker and Marty Stone. And I had been in that. I had been in it every day. And guys like, hey, we got a chance to win this tournament. You ought to back off of us. This was like after day 2, and I'm like, dude, I need some money. I'm broke. I can't.
You just drove all the way out to California.
Yeah, I missed a check at the Delta. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And Because I had been in there for 2 days each afternoon. And I ended up just fishing the stretch in the front. But I was like, oh my God. Guy Acre asking me to, dude, I was like treading like at it. I didn't know what was going on.
Did he offer you like fried chicken or anything?
No, Bojangles, no nothing. Him and Marty had a good conversation at that tournament, I remember.
It gets heated.
It's pretty awesome.
Uh-huh. And speaking of regrets, like I said, that my incident at Lake Murray, I completely regret that. That's all on the water stuff, but I have many regrets off the water too. But Cliff, tell me. Let's get right down to it.
No, let's start in the beginning. I start like we were supposed to start. That's
I mean, he just told 5 stories from the beginning.
No, like how we all met and like.
How we all met? All right, so here's the story.
We all she wants to tell you. Yeah, okay.
We all met.
Well, it's part of, like we have this like we really like I feel like tried to figure things out together. Like, you know, we still are trying to figure things out, you know? Mm-hmm. Like we call each other when it's like, God, what is, you know, like the highs and lows we've literally been there through it all. And that's honestly the very beginning. You're the reason why I'm married to Chris, honestly.
Yes.
That's the honest to God truth. You are the reason.
At ICAST.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
So we at ICAST hanging out in the show. Here comes Chris, chilling with Trait. I don't really know Trait at this time. We're just kind of just hanging out.
This must have been 2013.
12.
So it was my rookie season.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, so by this time I wanted to fight with Chris. I didn't really want to fight with the dude. That's the sarcasm. I figured out this cat's pretty cool. He gives the jokes. He drives a 4. I'm over the boat wrap deal. It's all good. God, these cats are watching. They're like, bro, this dude's a maniac. What? Chill out, bro. I'm just clowning. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so we had ICAST. I'm like, Chris, what's up? You dating this chick or what? And Trait's like, oh my God, what is he talking about? I'm like, Chris, where this is at for real? Trait, what's going on with this dude? Mm-hmm. What? Y'all hang out. Y'all always around. Y'all fishing buddies. What's the deal? He's like, I don't know. And then it went. I
kind of forced the conversation.
Yeah, I pushed the rock uphill for Chris.
I think at that point, because nothing had happened at that point, and I think at that point, you know, we were both, you know, me being from California, her being from Texas, we were both, you know, somewhere else in the world, and we were there for fishing. We both loved to fish, but nothing had happened at that point. But you saying that, putting us on the spot on the floor at ICAST, was like we both looked at it like, what is happening?
Everybody knows. Everybody knows what's up.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like she's a cool chick. She has no waypoints.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like for real, dude. Like she's not that. Like what are you doing
at that point?
We just friends. So my partner John Cox, right? John Cox, Georgia. John Cox. John was a marshal for me at West Point. Good dude. Be fishing against him next year at NPFL. We kind of stay in touch. You know, it's all good. Well, his daughter Taylor is a teenager. A couple years later, she's a teenager fishing, high school fishing. Pretty athletic little girl, the whole deal, whatever. Well, her fishing partner happens to be this dude, good looking little dude, skinny, you know, cool. He wears the glasses, he gets it, whatever. So I'm talking to John, and well, they just fishing partners, you know. They just, you know, it's a great team. They win tournaments and all. This is like 10 years ago. They married with 2 kids now, or maybe 1 kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, listen. Look,
it starts out.
If I would have had to use fishing to chase Sarah, which I kind of did a little bit, I would have used fishing to chase Sarah too. Mm-hmm. So no doubt, like I get it. But yeah, at that point I was just like, bro, just like what we waiting on? Come on, like go, like.
By the way, did we just get an announcement what you're fishing moving forward?
Yeah, I guess I did.
I don't think that's out there.
Yeah, well I did BTL with Matt,
and
I didn't really put it out there a whole bunch just because I didn't want to be the 210th professional angler announcing my decision for 2026. So.
Do you remember those videos in 2019? All those announcement videos?
So prior to the split, there was no need to announce because like you knew.
Right.
And then the split came out and it was like everybody had to announce, you know, what they were doing to be relevant or take part in get their piece of the fun. And then now people do it because you got to have something on social media every day just to announce. Like,
Yeah.
I guess to let their fans know whatever. But yeah, NPFL 2026, no beef with any leagues, no drama, nothing. Here's why I make it short and sweet. I want to go to the league. I want to fish 5 fish tournaments. I don't want to have to qualify for nothing. They do have a championship. I will be trying to qualify for the championship.
You don't want to qualify just the pressure, you think?
Yeah, just, man, I'm going to come back to that. So I do want to qualify for the championship, but I don't have to re-qualify or qualify, or I just want to go fishing, fish a 5 fish tournament, put 5 in my live well. I want to boat flip them,
Yep.
and they're going to hit the ground.
Yeah. I love that.
Whatever.
for
I
you.
just want to boat flip a fish. I just want to catch 5. I want to see how much mine weigh. I want to bring them to the bank, and I want to get paid. Because I did that from 12 to 28, and there was ups and downs, but life was good, and I had a lot of fun. And then I got to a point in my career where I had to re-qualify every year. And maybe I should be a better fisherman and catch more fish and wouldn't have to deal with
This
that.
is MLF. So you did.
No, this is Bassmaster.
Okay.
This is Bassmaster about 2000 something, couple years in.
17.
When they started finally cutting people.
Okay.
And my average caught up with me. It saved me a couple years, and then it got to a point where I had to catch them every year to requalify. And I should have caught more fish. I should have been more diverse. I should have finessed fish the whole deal, but I didn't. And when you're looking at requalification every year, I saw the fear. I saw it. You can't operate freely as much as you want to because it's in the back of your mind.
Yeah, you're afraid to make decisions.
But you got to be mentally tough, and you got to. Maybe you can. I think I'm mentally tough, and I think I'm focused and all. But when you're looking at not requalifying in the eyes every single year, that's scary. And that messed. I think that messed with my performance on the water. It messed with my mind. It messed with my heart. I couldn't be free on the water. Because when I've had my best years, my best tournaments, I'm going that way with a frog because I see it and I feel it and I can't explain why. I'm gonna get 2 bites in the next 4 hours, but they can both be 4-pounders and life is good. When you can't operate with that freedom and that confidence and that, because every minute that goes by, that weight of not having one,
Oh, and it's legit weight on your shoulders.
it kills you.
Oh,
When I was
you could cry. Like you could literally cry.
Here's what I wish I'd have known then that I know now. If you don't requalify, it hurts. Like it hurts my ego that I didn't requalify for Major League Fishing. They did move the goalposts on us, or another story. But like, nobody cares if you don't requalify. No, you think like everybody, oh man, nobody cares but you. It's kind of embarrassing or whatnot, but like some people just turn and step and walk away on their own, and the world of fishing goes on and life is good.
Sure.
I wish I'd have known that, and life would have been good and
Just less pressure, right?
Less pressure.
Right.
Yeah, it's like unneeded pressure that you put on yourself that like if you don't requalify, bang, they kill you. No, they don't kill you. You just don't fish that circuit next year. You go fish something else. So next year I'm going to NPFL. And all I'm heard about is Cliff catching fish. Brad Fuller and company, word is they do a good job. Great. Y'all go run the company. Y'all go run the tournaments. Tell me where I need to be, what time, what's the size limit. Life is good. You've heard me tell this to people before. Dude, I might even like let my hair grow out or cut my hair like it used to be high and tight, shave my beard and start dipping tobacco again because that dude could catch a few fish from time to time.
Shirt tucked in.
I'm kind of fat now,
tan.
but the tan will be there and the sandals will stay there forever. But yeah, NPFL, excited to just.
Nice.
Pre-split, your whole mentality, and I don't know if this is a politically.
She just shut me down.
No.
I
was pumped.
Politically correct for me to say this, but you always use the phrase like the way you fished, and it was a lot him too back then. You always said, "I'm going on a suicide mission," and that's like how you when you were frogging or you were punching, you were looking just for the 5 big bites. You didn't care about the 6th bite. You didn't care about the 7th bite. You wanted 5 big bites.
I did use that saying a lot.
And you
suicide
always
mission.
said, like, I'm headed out on a suicide mission. And that's how you fish. And I'll never forget that because I did, when you chose that other format, I thought, everything I know about Cliff is I only need 5 of the right bites, and that's all I care about. And if I don't get them, I'm going to have 3 good ones, or, I'm going to come in with good ones.
So
Many times.
I'm looking forward, like that, right? That innocence, that mindset. Brian, here's what's crazy about fishing. Like, I enjoy going fishing on that mission, right? Like, because it messes with you. But it's hard to fish that way. because like the pressure builds and it's crazy. But when you finally get those bites, the jubilation, the excitement, the relief is so awesome.
It's the best
It's
ever.
just the best. It's
Have you been able to have like go on one of those missions in the last few years? Have you been on those missions?
Does that mission even exist on that? Like with the every fish counts? I don't.
No, so that format is very fun. It's a fun format. Everybody should fish it. It's exciting. There's different parts of it. So like when that format, when it first started, the deal was go throw a shake your head and catch a bunch of 1-pounders. That's not what the format's about. That's false. But to make that straight mission, that suicide mission for 6 bites, because hopefully 6, because you might miss one.
Sure.
It doesn't fit really good into that format.
Yeah.
Can you think about a time that you were there and you were like, if this was a different format, I got this?
No.
Because you couldn't think about
No, because
fishing that way.
because I never really changed my style of how I fished, which was fine in the beginning. Because the first year I fished BPT, I got 4 checks. I got checks in half the tournaments and had bites to have more checks than that. The only problem was when it didn't work, it was bottom of the field finishes. And then the field changed, the field got better, the field learned.
How to play the game.
Jacob and them, Connell, a lot of those dudes, they learned, they got better. They learned how to use that format and what it takes to do well in that format.
Right.
And that's why those dudes are, the cats that are doing good in that format have adapted to that format and got good at it.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of like football,
when that split happened, I was paying attention, in 2021. It seemed like the guys like you, Rojas and Andy Morgan, the 5 fish that they were putting on that, that shaky scale, those were all hammer fish. Like their 5 fish limits were still like what it takes, 18 to 22, 23 pounds almost each and every day.
This is my fault as a competitor. I thought, God, this makes me look stupid, but it's true. Like, so I'm about these missions. Let me go catch 4, 5, 6 fish, and it's all good. And I thought, like, if I can do that and catch a few more along the way,
Sure,
I'll be
Fine.
I'll be fine. Which is what a lot of people did in 5 fish tournaments. But when you go to that format had different techniques and tactics,
Sure.
and people changed their game to fit that format, and they did a good job with it. And like, they changed and they learned and they got better, and life was good for them. For the cats that didn't really change and tried to make do with that old mindset,
doesn't work.
which I love the old mindset.
Right.
I can't wait to go back to
Right.
it. There wasn't enough room for error.
Yeah, that margin was
and
too small.
And there's still a lot of cats that catch them. Yeah, chatterbaiting's a big deal. Just go chatterbaiting and spinnerbaiting. But yeah, that it's not quite the mission in that format that I'm looking forward to get back to this year. And I fished bass this year, 5 fish format in the opens.
Oh, yeah.
But when you finish in the middle of the pack with 200 people, that's not a bad tournament. You missed a bite or two or whatever. But you still had that thing of trying to qualify.
That lingering over you.
Yeah, and that's tough. And I want to try to catch the 5 biggest and try to win and see where it falls.
Like you did in 2016 at home, that open.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was
a September tournament. You were punching, weren't you?
I was punching. Back was against the wall. Had to qualify for the elite. Had to win a tournament to qualify for the classic that year. So I didn't qualify through the points on the elites.
Right.
Here's the funny part. That tournament was scheduled for like February or March and got canceled due to high water, extremely high water, which put it in the fall.
And you were licking your chops at that point, or did you want it in February, March?
For me, it's better in
Fall.
the fall,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
A high water. But that bass made the right move because that water was so high, it would have been terrible fishing. Safety could have been a deal. It needed to be moved, but it worked out in my favor. Life was good, bro. That was an interesting week.
Straight fish that one. Yeah, she was down there. We stayed at your place, or just down the way.
No, we stayed at
With Irv.
no,
Y'all stayed at Winston's place?
no, we stayed at Landry's. The one that drove the H2 Hummer?
Oh, Kyle, St. Germain's, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kyle.
all the way in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we talked about this a little bit last night. That week right there at Central Open, if nothing, for 1 week, I got to live
King.
my dream. So, like, check this out. Imagine a tournament coming to your home water. On paper, you're supposed to do good, but, like, you know, fishing's, like, crazy.
Yeah.
Win this, make the classic. Life is good. I got sick in practice, and then the first day of the tournament, I show up in this secret spot. Not a secret spot, but it's not a normal, everyday spot. They got 4 dudes up in there. Scott Hamilton, a cat from Lafayette, Alton Jones, and Sam George, maybe. Something like that. And I'm like, what y'all doing? Like, you don't just end up here. Anyway, long story short, I catch one fish. I'm fishing like an animal. Run around the basin like crazy. Go to the second spot, nothing. Go to the third spot, nothing. Run back up in that 12:30 with one small fish. Catch a solid limit. I was like 7 pounds out of the lead. Day 2 of the tournament, I don't get bit till like 10 o'clock. Well, I'm 8 pounds out, 7 pounds out. I can't win this tournament anyway. So I keep fishing, nice and slow because I'm not in a hurry. I'm not trying to win. It goes down. Catch a big bag. Third day, I catch another big bag. Life was good. One of my buddies helped me out in that tournament, a dude named Willie Couch. One of the best dudes down there. So if we could talk about that tournament, you got to tell the truth, right?
Yeah.
Like, Willie helped me out. Willie's helped me out several times throughout my career, and he helped me out big time in that one.
Someone tried to help me out in that tournament illegally, and I got sent. It was the day before the tournament started, and I got sent a photo, and it was a boat full of
A cooler full of 3 and 4 pounders.
and it said, "I just caught these. This is where you need to go. Here's the waypoint." And I didn't know it. You know, I responded back to the guy, "Look, I can't get information. Thanks for trying, but it's illegal." Not knowing that that's where you ended up winning the tournament.
And because at that time you could get information
Up to a certain point.
up until like Sunday at midnight because practice started Monday. Mm-hmm. And that bro,
It's hard to win an open, dude.
it's hard to win anything.
Yeah.
And then having a tough first day, being 7 pounds back the first day after the first day, 8 pounds after the second day. You know, we always, Hack Attack. He's a hero. Hack Attack was in front of me in that tournament. Cody Bird was there. I catch like a 5 3/4 late the last afternoon.
Phew.
Like, if anything, no matter how my life ends up, that week I got to live the dream. I got to be the quarterback and throw the ball for the end zone at the end of the game. Like, it was dream come true.
Winning open is hard to do, and I probably already know the answer to this question, but did the sponsors absolutely come knocking on your door after that one?
Absolutely not.
Didn't matter.
It strengthened some relationships.
Yeah.
It strengthened them, and it probably bought me a little time down the road. Probably strengthened some deals, but yeah, that thought in bass fishing that people come knock on your door.
Never
That's
happens.
not true. No, not at my house. Maybe at your house, not at my house.
But I mean,
hey, check this out.
Being able to put the Elite Series badge on your shirt. I mean, I thought in 2012. You probably thought it in 2010. Guys may or may not think it now in 2026. But when you work your tail off through the opens and qualify for the biggest stage in bass fishing, the biggest stage, like everyone expects to, show up in a fully Skeeter Yamaha wrap boat and have all your entry fees covered and all your travel expenses covered. Didn't exist back then. Does it exist now?
I don't know.
So,
Not at my house. I don't know. Well, if it does, I don't know about it because as far as I know, it don't happen.
so let's just get into it. What was that, 16 or 17?
Check this out. Somebody getting into the game, and to this day, I still feel like out of place.
Like you don't belong?
I feel like I belong. Very grateful. The world's such a horrible place. The world's a horrible place. They got horrible people, horrible. How did I weasel? How did I work?
Yeah. Yep.
How did I get to do this for 15 years?
I think about
full
it
time.
Too. Sure.
Just thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why me, how it happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm I'm like, how, this don't happen to people like me.
When
Now check this out. That's being fat, being broke, talk funny, don't catch a lot of fish, and I'm still like, God, this is awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Sarah hates when I say that. She's like, you none of those things. But
whenever the split was happening or occurring, like I never thought of you as someone who like had a bad taste in your mouth with Bassmaster. You were always upbeat. You were always like, kind of like, Chris.
it's all good. It's gonna work. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it.
Maybe we were too young and naive, and we hadn't experienced some of the stuff that the older people experienced. But I felt like you never were really like negative about what. So when
I was frustrated. So I'll go personal.
Yeah.
So the rumors start. The first rumor I heard about MLF, Major League Fishing, was at Sabine River. At a summer tournament, Sabine River, I think that year.
Probably like a May or June.
I heard a story about this tour boy was doing or whatever. Didn't really think nothing about it. So fast forward to the Chesapeake Bay in practice one morning. And at this time, this was right before this was
This is 18, end of 18.
in the summer of 18. This is a Chesapeake tournament that got canceled because of the water. Because me and Chris are on the flat and we can see the water coming out the river.
That's right.
And the rumors are starting. People are calling people.
Is this before ICAST or after ICAST?
After. This is after.
So we had heard at ICAST.
yeah, like it's on like room like
Yeah, we were told by one of the owners like be ready to choose a side at that point.
Yeah, everybody knows. Like the rumors are now starting to.
Yeah.
Like everybody, we beyond the point of don't tell nobody. Everybody knows. Me and Chris are on the flat fishing.
Practicing, spending money, spending our time, right.
We're about 10 feet away. Big Daddy joined us laid on the flat. We're like 10 feet away. We launching. I caught 2 big ones.
Uh-huh.
And so we talk, man, what about this and that? What about this and that? And this is crazy. I'm like, Chris, we can't leave bass. Bass is bass. Bass may be whatever, but bass is bass. I had been through the federation, and I'm like, man, bass is bass. And Chris says, man, but Major League Fishing got the momentum and this and that. And they did have the momentum at that time.
They did.
And so we talked for hours and hours and hours. In the beginning, I was like, you can't leave bass, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't leave bass.
Wow.
And then something happened. And y'all read the contract is what happened. Y'all didn't like the contract, and y'all like, man, we got to stay. You got to stay.
Yeah, I said, Cliff, hey, Danny, which is our lawyer, he wants to help you. And you said, I got my own guy. That's what you said. I don't know if you had a guy, but you said, I got my own guy. You didn't want to talk with him.
So this is all fact. This is not whatever.
Yeah.
Like Boyd and Company start selling their vision and their deal.
Pitching to everyone.
They pitching, and Boyd can speak very well.
Mm-hmm. He's a car salesman.
Boyd can speak very well, and he can sell a vision. He does that very well. At the same time, Bass has gone through a leadership change, an ownership change, and now Chase is in.
Yeah.
So you got Boyd selling you this, and you got Chase selling you this.
They canceled the West Coast,
which I think was a good deal. And then they canceled the Chesapeake tournament, and there was a lot of stuff going on. And then the deal with the money came out when they started paying people, and that's really what tipped a lot of people over. No entry fees.
I remember the recruits at that Chesapeake tournament. They used that cancellation like look at this. Like what do they do? We spent all this money in practice. They
capitalized
canceled it.
on
Yes,
that turmoil.
Exactly.
Yeah. They said like, look, people are upset.
And then it was a
Time to
tournament.
strike.
Where did we have that meeting? Like in that hotel? Was that at Chesapeake or the next tournament?
I don't know. Let me go straight personal on this. You ready? Might have been Wednesday night. The tournament would have started Thursday. One night of practice, I get a call, and Ben, my oldest son, has a seizure at my brother's house.
I remember that.
So they bring him to the hospital, and life is all good. Luckily, it's just I don't know if it's a regular seizure or whatever. There was no medical issues beyond him having a seizure, and he full recovery, like 2 hours. He sleeps it off. He wakes up like 10 hours later. Life is good. Like he's medically safe. He's at home. He's good. But I'm like, I need to get home to this dude. So when they canceled that tournament for me on a personal level, I was like, I got to go. drove to Mike's house, parked my rig, flew home. Life was good. But yeah, at that time, that cancellation, that situation definitely helped the recruitment, the sale of Major League Fishing, I think. And then we went to the river. We went to St. Lawrence River. Boyd and company are selling, as they should have. Chasing them feel the
heat, the pressure.
The heat. So they trying like to be really nice. And at that point, that you're like, why are you being really nice now?
Where were you all?
Where were you then? Yeah,
this whole year.
And that all played into it.
Yeah.
And then the final tournament was like at Chautauqua or not.
It was like
Chautauqua.
an AOY event, right?
It was.
AOY.
So
I don't
like
know
the
if
top
it was
50
full
or
fields.
something. That's where like the hotel meeting went down, I think.
Please.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Or it was in Atlanta right before that Georgia.
Yeah, it was like a top 50 tournament
Right.
or something, right?
Yep. Lucas won AOY that year and then said peace.
Yeah.
And I didn't qualify for that tournament. So I'm at home. They got meetings going on. Private meetings, public meetings, anglers.
There were so many different meetings. Everyone was calling sponsors. Sponsors weren't telling you what they wanted. Like they'd just be like, "Go do what's best for you." They didn't want to pick a side. It was like pulling teeth to get a sponsor to finally say, "Okay, I don't want you to go." But I was that persistent one that was like, "I want to hear it out of your mouth what you want."
Yeah, nobody knew. It was
Yeah.
an interesting time.
Do you
And here's the funny part about that whole deal. So some left, some stayed, some whatever.
Yeah.
But like some dudes that stayed, it didn't work out for them.
Yeah.
Some guys that did stay, it worked. Some guys that left, it did. It didn't. Like
Right.
that's no,
Rhyme or reason.
and there was no right or wrong answer. It worked. Different people's decisions worked on both sides
Right.
at different times.
For every one angler it didn't work for, it worked awesome for
Right.
another.
What was the pivotal? Do you remember the pivotal moment when you were like, "I'm going to MLF"? Because I remember being like, "Cliff, no, don't." You know, like we were really like, it was getting emotional
screamed
between.
at it.
As did I.
Just like like, hey, do you
What
remember?
really, what sold me was in a meeting in Oklahoma. Boyd said, "Hey guys, this is our league. We can vote on whatever. We can vote on whatever we want. It's our league. We can do what we want. If y'all don't want entry fees, we can vote on it." And I said, if we can vote on no entry fees, I'm pretty confident these dudes will vote no entry fees, and life will be good. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back
Of going there.
of
And
going
you
there.
were committed. At
I
that
was
point.
committed
Yeah.
at that point because I was tired of paying entry fees, big
Yeah.
entry fees.
Were there anglers that sat up in that meeting
But
and said
check-
we need entry fees?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Check this out. The burden, the financial burden of entry fees and sponsorships and that whole game, I committed to going. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'll go. I'll sign my contract. Life is good. Knowing or trusting that there would be a vote on entry fees or no entry fees. Mm-hmm. So I said yes, based on that there was going to be a vote on no entry fees. And I was betting that enough people would say no entry fees.
And y'all did get that through.
And we did get that through.
How long? It didn't last long.
It
though,
didn't
right?
last long. And you could talk about the split and a whole bunch of stuff for hours and hours. Once that split happened, at that point in bass fishing, no entry fees with that payout at that time was the best I had ever seen. Because we were still fishing for the same payout minus our $5,000 entry fee.
Were the anglers bamboozled?
Bamboozled.
No, some people. I mean,
What you call
and I'm
Phil,
just-
explain bamboozled.
Well, I'm just thinking, I was invited to the initial meeting in Atlanta.
Did you go?
and I went, and I listened, and I had my buddies who I roomed with who were part owners or whatever you want to call them. So I had that in my ear. I had, the opposition. Trait would show me proof of this, that, and the other. And when that contract came out, I remember, the guys saying like, "Hey, look, be prepared to sign this contract. You only have a short window of time." And I remember one of the anglers telling me like, "Dude, I'm bringing 2 pens just in case one doesn't work. I'm ready to sign right now," without even seeing the thing. Like he was sold.
You know what else happened at that time too? We went to South Dakota to fish a tournament. Mm-hmm. And that, like nobody enjoys leaving Louisiana to go to Wisconsin, to leave Wisconsin, go to South Dakota with big entry fees.
Right.
Like it's just a lot
the
of stuff
money
that
was
was working.
piling up.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they. I remember. because we were for MLF. They had a great their TV product was very good. Or the selects, they had asked Chris to fish the selects a couple of times. We didn't have the $20,000 to pay for him to fish it at the time.
So that was another reason. Got invited to the selects.
Yeah.
He had to buy in for like $20,000.
No payouts at the time.
I forget exactly what the deal was, but I didn't have the money to fish it.
Yeah.
I needed to put all my time and energy on the Elite Series. So when the Bass Pro Tour came up, so it said no to the selects. And Major League Fishing is trending up.
Yeah.
Every marshal was like, man, why you don't fish that? Why you don't fish it? It was trending up.
Right.
They definitely had momentum. Their product seemed right.
So not only was it no entry fees, I had turned them down once. And if this thing continues to grow as it was, and I turn them down a second time,
you might not.
I may not get back in.
And he was pitching that too, from understanding. He was talking about like a rocket ship.
This is the rocket ship.
If you don't get on it, you're going to get left behind.
Which seemed possible. Something else they did.
Give me one reason why the selects, why were they so successful? One reason.
The cups and that whole deal.
That momentum.
Before BPT started.
Correct.
Yeah.
The TV was a good deal. The format was a good deal for that TV show.
If you were to ask me, I would say the exclusivity of it. Like, the anglers were super exclusive. It was such a small group that everyone was watching.
For the fishermen, yes. I think for the fans and what made it popular with the fans was it was very easy to understand.
Yeah,
okay.
to follow.
Like for tournament fishermen,
you didn't have to watch all year.
Whereas for a single tournament, we can appreciate whether somebody drop shot and scope and any technique. We can appreciate when they grind and they catching them, or when they catch that next 6-pounder that puts them over. We appreciate that because we've seen that. We know it. All the wives and girlfriends and like non-fishing people that watch Major League Fishing, the original Major League Fishing, they didn't respect that 6-pounder, but they had enough sense to know they could watch the scoreboard and they understood that. So that was a big deal for it. I would tell you one of the best things, not best things. It was good for them. It wasn't good for us. At those meetings, when we was in those meetings, learning about Major League Fishing and the Bass Pro Tour, they said, "Listen, it's all. If you want to come. It's, you make your decision. We spoke our piece, whatever. But here's what I need you to do." I'm like,
"Here it comes."
I'm thinking about this. I'm like, this was crazy. They said, "Listen, just go ahead and sign that contract, so that way, if you want to, we can move forward. But if you don't want to, that's fine. We'll tear it up. We'll delete it. Life is good. No big deal." And I believe that they did tear some contracts up. They didn't hold nobody to it if they didn't want to be involved with it. Like, that's like some mental warfare type of stuff. Like playing with your mind.
They gave y'all the contract and then only a week to sign it. And I remember Danny wanted to see the contract. They only gave y'all a week, and it took days for Danny to get the contract.
Well,
check this out. Well, here's what we know now that we've been around some business a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, a cop coming from a blue collar family.
Yeah.
I don't know what you did, putting in floors or whatever you did, coming from a blue collar family.
Yeah.
Your dad is a businessman, so you had some business sense, and you learned once you got in the game. But like I didn't know what was up. So the whole deal with like contracts, and sponsors have done this to us for years, and we know this.
Sure.
They're sending you the contract on Monday, and they're like, "Hey, you got to get it signed by Wednesday."
Yeah.
That's a business trick that we've learned. We got to sign it today. We got to hurry and move.
Yeah.
Or
get left behind.
And every league and every sponsor, most of them have done that to us. I shouldn't say every sponsor. Some sponsors do it just to get it done. Some sponsors you have a relationship with, and it's not business. You can.
Yeah.
Sure, some of my best sponsors have been handshake deals, but
anyway, those are the best.
One of the things,
but anyway, that was a part of that trick. It's a business trick.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what y'all call it in business world, but
trust me,
we got to hurry up and do it now. Sign it now.
Last month, I was the last guy to sign the Bassmaster Elite Series, agreement, and a lot of guys try to hold out and say, "Hey, we need to make these changes to this contract, or else we're not signing it." And guess what they said? you don't sign it, you don't play. I mean,
and
it's our game.
And they don't tell you about the changes until
Right.
You get
November
it a week
1st.
ahead.
Right.
you got to sign it November 10th or whatever.
Yeah, that's something that I've always learned. And of course, you deal with certain companies that are very big, so they don't have as much leeway. But I've always felt the longer we do this that you can tell by how much respect the person on the other side of that contract has for you by what that contract says. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's standard." Blah blah blah. No. They can put whatever they want in that contract.
It's what they think they can get away with.
Yeah,
That's what people do.
And if they think they got a lot of power over you, if they don't think of you as much as you think they should, if you're not as much of a partner, that contract will let you know,
Hey,
and you have to decide.
And no fault to them, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the same to.
Yeah,
Like that's just human nature.
yeah, but it's if someone's over there, and that was the biggest thing with MLF. There was a couple things, right? I needed a place to fish because we were making money from my deals. I had numerous SKUs at Walmart. Skeet was saying we'll have something in place in 3 years, and I was like, dude, I got the opens right now. If Chris leaves, I can't show up to the opens. You're
talking about a feeder circuit.
At the time they didn't have anything, so that was obviously a major reason. But the contract, when that contract came through, the first thing the lawyer said was not good. He was like, run, and Chris had all these things he liked from the meeting, the pitch, and he told me though.
Oh,
right?
I love the pitch. Are you kidding me?
Hey, they did a good job.
Yeah.
Hey, Boyd can talk. He's a good speaker.
So he had his things he loved, and then the contract got there, and I said, well, here's the contract, and the contract says this, so that's not going to happen. The contract says this, so nope. And I said, so maybe Boyd does want that for you, but the contract's saying that ain't happening, And I feel like you don't want to be that person. I'm wired, that. I've just picked things apart with a fine
Red ink.
Yeah, that's how I roll, and that's kind of and especially Danny, our lawyer. You've stayed at his lake house and stuff. He's got nothing to do with fishing. He loves to fish. He's a fan of fishing, but he's so successful in what he does, and it has nothing to do with some guys who couldn't pay him what he's worth. When push comes to shove.
Yeah, that whole deal was interesting. It's definitely a time in our sport.
Yeah. It's weird because now here we are, right? You're going to NPFL. We don't really have some crazy relationship with Bassmaster anymore. When we were the most vocal, we were like ready to go to blows with anyone who talked. And so it's like...
Here's the funny part. Here's the funny part about the split. Because we all geniuses. If you don't believe us, just ask us. We'll tell you.
Right. Yeah.
So we all did what we thought was best for our people and what we saw and made decisions. And there are anglers that wanted to be invited. They wanted to be invited. Said they was invited. Said they had signed contracts.
That never
happened.
Yeah.
Never happened. That never happened. And that, and that whole time, there was people
playing.
Dude, so bucked up about everything. People hated Bass. People hated Boyd. People this. And all those people turned and swapped and where they landed. Right. It's funny to see.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's amazing.
It was weird. There are several guys on the Elites, some that aren't on the Elites anymore, but they were talking about they got an offer to go to MLF, and I was in my head, I'm like, bro, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You're trying to keep up this facade to the fishing community, like you made this hard decision and all this. But you weren't a part. You weren't a part of the club. You weren't one of the 6 guys who had to say I'm not going. And I did find that interesting. You still. And
there's some cats that went, and they they won't say, man, maybe it didn't work out like maybe we thought originally.
Right.
And
so looking back, how do you feel? Do you wish you would have stayed at Bassmaster or
that's you can't, that's not fair.
Knowing what you know now, what decision would you have made? If you knew how everything plays out and you got to go back in time and with that knowledge, make that decision now, what would you do?
where I would have stayed. But I know all the answers now.
Right.
I know all the answers because they cut
yeah.
from 80 to 50, which wasn't expected. I got a lesson in business. That was a 3-year contract. Force majeure, we all know what that is now. At the time,
Cliff,
that was just
what percentage of the anglers who left, if she were to ask the same exact question to them, what percentage of those guys would have said I should have or would have stayed?
several.
What percentage?
It's probably 50-50.
50-50?
50-50.
That's about how it worked out. It worked out for 50% of them, and then
Give or take. Well, maybe 60-40. Depends on, Because here's the story. So that question right there is like a 2-hour conversation.
It's a hypothetical.
Yeah, because
But yeah, what'd you learn though?
so like the dudes that catch fish, if I'd have caught fish, I'd still be in the 50.
You'd be happy.
I'd be
getting
happy.
paid.
It don't matter that they whatever. But like the force majeure, we learned that. Did you know what that was prior to Corona?
Say again?
Force majeure, whatever the
Yeah,
saying
getting
is.
basically they screwed
They didn't.
gave them an out.
Yeah, it gave them an out. Like nobody knew what that was before. I mean, legal people did and business people did, but it was just a paragraph in the contract. Nobody knew what that was.
Do what? So, but honestly, what have you learned in a business sense since then?
In a business sense, so business sense is the contract is the contract. The contract is
It
a
matters,
contract.
right?
The contract matters.
You should read it.
The contract matters. You should read it. So like me and Chris, we've shared spots. We've fishing buddies. I cut Andy Montgomery off. I'm told him I'm sorry. Life is good. Chris ended up fishing my spot. He didn't do it on purpose. We good. You make it work with people.
Right.
When it gets to contracts and dealing with business people, you don't make it work.
This is how it's going to be.
This is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
And you got to agree to do it that way.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how emotionally attached you are to that person.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
My fault. I understood that I was, before I say anything, I'm a big boy. I made my own decisions. I went forward. I did my deal. I trusted. It's all on me. It's all my decision. It was a pro-driven league. We all in this together, guys. And that's what Boyd told us. Mm-hmm. That's not exactly what the contract said.
Yeah.
And when life happened and the contract took place, that's the real business world that you live in, and that's what happened all along the way. And it's just the nature of the beast, and it's not a good old boy. It's not.
Business is business.
Business is business, and we got caught in business.
So when those situations happened, were there a lot of anglers that would step up and say, hey, this isn't right, or hey, I'm not happy? I mean, was it just like a straight up war back and forth type of thing?
Well,
Because y'all had in-house meetings and stuff like that.
Yeah, so once you get there, once you reach that point, the honeymoon was over, and it's now a business. Now you back into the same spot we was at Bass prior to the split, and there's the same at Bass, and there's the same at Major League Fishing. We got to do what's best for the company. It's business. It's all the same stuff. That's you don't understand. You don't understand.
Right.
We need a return on our investment. We got to grow. It was the same conversation.
What were those changes made? Like y'all, I remember, but I don't remember. Like y'all had to fish the entry fee tournaments
So check
or
this
something.
out. There was a lot of misconceptions in this whole time in fishing, right? Mm-hmm. So
we weren't really talking at that point. I think
Trait got mad at him.
Yeah.
I thought my buddy betrayed me. Someone got in my head.
You guys didn't talk for 2 years.
Yeah.
And you and I only talked once every 6 months.
And we couldn't talk because she was, your wife gets mad at you if you talk to me or whatever. But check, there was a lot of misconceptions in the game at that point. There was a misconception. I heard on the street that we signed a contract with Major League Fishing and we couldn't fish any other tournaments. Completely false. 1,000. We could fish whatever we wanted. We could fish. I could have went fish Bassmaster if I wanted to. Now I think y'all did you have to sign a contract at Bass that you could only fish Bass events?
No,
that's
that
never
was
been it.
That's never been true. Mm-mm. So there was a belief that each league had signed their dudes to only fish in their tournament.
But you did see after a couple years that they stacked tournaments on top of each other.
Yeah.
I don't know what side, exactly.
The business took part of it.
Right.
But what happened? When that contract, when you learned how contracts work, what happened that you didn't realize you signed up for?
I did. So we was at Lake Fork, and that contract. So force majeure, Corona comes, act of God, whatever it was, bam, that clicks in, that voided that contract. That was done. And then for me, the first thing I didn't understand, the first thing that I was like, well, this is.
So we're talking like no entry fees? Is that what you're talking?
No, it's so like a natural disaster
natural
or
disaster.
whatever is what
Act
it's
of God,
considered.
natural
Right.
disaster,
So
war.
they get
if
out
any
of-
of those
yeah.
things happen, that contract is void.
They probably had some sort of insurance tied to it. So when they claim that, then their insurance kicks into. They probably got a little money out of it or something.
The first thing that
Oh, I don't know that to be true. So
it's possible. The first thing that I thought was funny was, so after that Lake Fork tournament happened, Corona happened, we fished heavy hitters in June or July, but all other Bass Pro Tour events were canceled at that point.
you had no way to make money in tournaments.
No, don't. Hold on. So, after Lake Fork, all other regular season Bass Pro Tour events were canceled or postponed or whatever they were. We didn't fish them.
And that was during, those were no entry fee tournaments.
Correct. We did fish heavy hitters that year at Kissimmee Chain. We fished that. But Bass Pro Tour tournaments were postponed or canceled or whatever they were. We did not fish them. But we were given an opportunity to go fish the pro circuit at that point, which was Lake Erie, something. There was 3 or 4 other tournaments that we were given. The super tournament, there were super tournaments. We could go fish those tournaments if we wanted. I chose not to because I didn't want to pay entry fees. I was
How much were the entry
like
fees?
$5,000 tournaments at the time.
So if you wanted to fish tournaments, an MLF tournament, it was not the no entry fee BBT. You had to go down to the other league and pay $5,000 and
correct. Well, I wouldn't say down to that league. It was parallel or whatever within that
FLW,
organization. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So at that point, that's where Greg and company go fish the Central Opens and re-qualify for the Elite Series.
Yeah. They made the move that way.
Yep. I think that's where Christy qualified maybe that year and Greg.
Brandon, was that the same year? Or was he before that?
Brandon came right back. Brandon only fished 1 year at BPT, and then he got back in on Legends.
Yeah, him and Swindle.
Gerald.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
They just had to fish opens to
Yeah.
participate, and then they got in.
So like at that point, you just think it's all good.
And so who's the latest one? I guess Russ Lane, huh? Who did the whole full
He
circle thing?
re-qualified, yeah. Yeah, because they've done away with the
About
Legends.
every year.
I
Well,
think
no, the last 2 years we didn't.
They actually, I don't know if this is public. The rules haven't came out, but there's no more Legends.
So Cliff
Don't
Pace,
exist.
Don't
so
exist.
Cliff Pace and Randy Howell were the last 2 to benefit from that, and that was last year, right? Mm-hmm. So just about every year we've had guys circle back to the Elite Series.
Yeah, it's done.
Randy was
Well-
big time MLF. Randy was
Was he?
hardcore MLF.
Was he?
And then
Well, this is my own personal opinion or whatever I gotta say because he's an angler. This is from me. Hi, Randy. He was trying to come back to bass for a long time. He was trying to get that legend exemption much longer than anyone has a clue, and he was out there doing his MLF thing and trying to come back. That's the facts.
I don't know anything about that.
I do.
I know he was pro MLF when we got there.
Yeah. Oh, hardcore. It is funny how that works, though. You know. Yeah. You know.
But here's the story, right? So split. All right, there's a split. Some anglers and leagues say this and do this. Some anglers and leagues say this and do this. Who's better?
We're all
Who's better today because of it?
We don't know. I don't know, man.
Ask the sponsors, because the sponsors had to deal with it too, right?
Dude, check this out. Check this out.
It split all of y'all's sponsorship money. I'll tell you that.
Big time.
It absolutely divided this
Smoked
industry
it, yeah.
in a bad way. The sponsors, they pay for the organizations, they pay for the anglers, they pay for the grassroots, they pay for everything. And we've got, especially when money gets tight, everyone looks at them. Hey. Everyone looks at the endemics and what we've done to them is it's killing our industry. But something else I wanted to bring this up earlier. Gosh, what?
So check this out. So back to why I'm going to NPFL.
Yeah.
And what I like about it is going back to the basic 5 fish, weigh in, no scope, open information up, because the information rules a whole nother polygraph. That's a whole nother situation I think we've ruined as a tournament industry, which has hurt us and not helped us. Is NPFL, like, is that the best thing? Like just a normal, basic fishing tournament?
I think it comes down to the fishermen, you know, like you said, like the pressures of requalifying aren't really like jiving with what you need right now. I think right now it comes down to like, I don't think one's better for the other person right now, because I don't know. I mean, Bassmaster's always going to be Bassmaster, but I don't think that pro fishing,
there it
is this gym that we want it to be, because we live in this bubble, right? We make our money off of it.
It's a small bubble.
Yeah.
But check this out. Let me tell you this too. NPFL this year, first chance I get, I'm trying to requalify again for the Elite Series. And the goal would be fish Bassmaster and NPFL.
Right.
And just let it ride.
Yeah.
I may fish, maybe go back and fish MLF or try to fish that circuit. Who knows? Whatever.
Yeah.
It's a lot of decisions to make, man.
I just want to go fishing, bro. I mean,
yeah.
I'm glad they take him. I just want to go fishing. Like we watching them old videos, bro. I get all bucked up. I want to like go buy a round reel. Mm-hmm. Just fish.
Boat
flip them.
Uh-huh.
How, because the industry is divided, right? We talk about this a lot, that it feels like we're just all right back in the same situation, like square one, right? What changes do you think an organization, because this is what I was going to bring up earlier. What upset me most back then was I felt like if some of you younger guys would have stayed, we really could have got some changes. Like Bass was vulnerable, so the changes we all knew needed to happen, like they would have made them then. But then it got fractured, split. The money wasn't there, the sponsors and everything. So we were all just surviving and throwing arrows at each other's sides. And then when it came around to like, okay, everything's settled, we're like, oh crap, no changes were made. We're
right back where?
And now they don't want to make the changes.
So like to me, this is fact how I see it. I'm not knocking nobody, but like, so the organizations, whatever organization it be, they worry about one thing. They worry about their dollar, period. And you can't fault them for that. Like, that's business. They're in business to make money. Mm-hmm. On this side, you got like 80 or 100 independent contractors, all trying to make money. And he's going right, he's going left, it's all. So, like, if you had some, I don't know if union is the right word, or some type of something.
There it is.
I don't know if union is the right word, because unions.
We don't like that word, but
I don't know. But if you had a group,
something
or
official,
a collective something,
yeah,
with
a player's card is what we need.
But you got to do it. So all these 80 dudes over here, I'm worried about catching more fish than you. Mm-hmm. That's all. When I started fishing, and I got away from this, and I hope, and life changes, whatever, I want to get back. My goal when I got into fishing was when I walked in the room, somebody said, that dude, he's a bad son of a bitch. That dude is good.
Yeah.
That, like.
Competitor. Yeah,
like, that's what I wanted. Because growing up in a tackle shop, I knew when so-and-so, when I saw his truck, dude, I got nervous. I was like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. That's one, he's a pro. He's on a pro staff. Dude, I was nervous. But anyway, so we got these dudes, all they worried about is fishing.
Which is what you should be worried about, right? You don't.
Right, but we got fishermen dealing with businessmen that are really smart and really good.
That's what their lane. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that group always wins, and this group's like, whatever, let's go fishing.
So I'm going to tell you something that you don't know. We leave, so don't tell anyone.
I thought this was going personal.
No. No, I'm not pregnant. I'm still trying, hoping.
Trying.
Oh, gosh. So in 3 days, we fly to Washington, D.C., and we're sitting down with the lady. She's a badass. She's who negotiated in 2022-23 the NBA Players Association's $50 billion contract, their bargaining agreement. She's bad. She knows business. She knows everything. We're going to sit down. We're going to do a podcast with her. We're going to talk about what fishing needs, look at the public contract. Because here's the hardest thing. We've tried behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And when we try, we get painted as being divisive. You're trying to.
So was Mike.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're painted as you're trying to tear the league down. You're trying to cause problems. When the fact is, we want to be a team. We want to be collaborative. If we're happy, y'all are happy. If y'all are happy, we're happy. And I don't. It's so hard to get anglers to listen to you behind the scenes because everyone's trying to get their own way.
Well, yeah, all over here going in different ways.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm hoping we sit down with this lady. She talks on the highest level. Like, if there's someone in this world, and her son's a fisherman, he fishes, so she kind of understands what's going on. If she talks about it up here, we can't afford to even pay this lady. The league can't, or if we were a group of anglers, we couldn't afford her hourly rate, right? We're talking crazy money. But if she sits here, I'm hoping the anglers listen to what she has to say because she does know what your value is. She does know where you guys are being taken advantage of, or where, not even that, where the league and the anglers could work together to find a happier.
But here's the story.
She's managed LeBron James to the lowest NBA guy and everyone in between.
But here's the story.
She worked in the NFL too. I think she did. She was the lady at NFL early in her, I think, who she internally kind of audited them when it came to the collective bargaining side of things. Like, she really understands it at all levels.
But could you imagine a world where MLF, Bass, NPFL recognized this group of anglers? You busted your ass, qualified for the tour, pro tours.
It's our fault.
They
don't recognize it because it's our fault.
Thank you. That needs to change.
It's not. It's our fault in that we're the worst business people in the world.
Absolutely.
Here's a contract Monday. I need it back by Friday.
You just sign it right there.
You just sign it and you're going. Like, we've talked about this like forever.
Yeah.
We get out business. And I thought the MLF AA would change that for us at Major League Fishing. And they did a little work for us or whatever. But even with that group, our contracts, like, it's all rush.
Absolutely.
And as an angler, you want to fish this tournament.
Right.
You want to do well. You got to make content.
By default, right?
You got to, like, it's December. That first tournament's mid-January, mid-February. We know they got a time.
Yeah.
So we can't really discuss it. We don't want to sit on the bank.
It's tough.
It's crazy, and it's all private business too.
It is.
That's the deal.
It's their sandbox.
Yep.
You come on in if you want.
Yep.
If not, hey.
I think, though, you see a lot of the commenters. It's a private business. It is a private business. This is also America, and there are ways you navigate. There's ways you can treat people, and there's a way you can't treat people.
Bass was doing X. Boyd and Gary and Major League Fishing, that group thought they could do it better, or different, so they did their deal.
Yeah.
NPFL saw a gap in the business or something where they thought they could fit, so they started doing their deal. Like, it's interesting.
I just don't know that's, like you said, they're doing X, they're doing Y, they're doing
We're
Z.
fragmented.
And then think about the sponsors. I got to sponsor the leagues and all the individual anglers here. How do I navigate that?
That's what kills me when when the split happened. Chase had me and Chris come to Birmingham, and he had brought in an outside expert to kind of just audit the situation between anglers and the league, because he wanted to know from an outside person, what's the issues? You tell me what you see.
And he didn't have the experience, of course, as a newcomer.
And the person said, here's the most, and we agreed with the person, here's the most problematic situation. Bass needs sponsors, the anglers need sponsors. You're going after the same sponsors. Yep. It's like competitive business-wise. And my God, it never got fixed, and we're still right there.
The great thing I like about fishing, or the whole tournament business game, whatever, is when people say, well, you don't understand. You don't understand. It's a return on an investment. That's what we need.
Yeah.
And dude, check this out. You could talk for hours and hours and hours. For me, here's my story. I know in March 19th through the 21st, on the 21st, they're giving somebody a check for $100,000 in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm not fixing nobody's problems. Boyd and company, they doing what they think is best for their company.
Yeah.
No problem. Best of luck. Chasing them, they doing what they think is best for them. Best of luck.
Right.
This me.
Yeah.
You're taking care of you.
Yep.
I need to go catch fish.
Yep.
I want to go have fun. I want to worry about that suicide mission.
Yeah.
Because here's the story. Whether it's bass fishing organizations, or you work at the local bakery, or you selling cars, whatever, the general manager, they don't care. Mm-hmm. They do not care. So in my mind, I'm like, whatever.
I'm going to do my job.
I'm going to do my job best I can do to take care of me. Hey, now next year, if NPFL is like, hey, Cliff, we need you to whatever to help the league. Yeah, I'll do whatever to help whoever I'm working with or whatever league and promote bass fishing and promote outdoors and all that. Yes, great, no problem. But when it comes down to fishing, I want to go back to fishing because I'm glad y'all going to Washington and handling these people and try to talk this thing out because it is frustrating. It needs to be handled.
It does.
I just
we're kind of like in that place where it's like,
but y'all like Mike and Becky, 10
similar.
years behind.
No,
but we talk to them a lot about this right here.
And they have the same vision.
They're 10 years ahead of us, but we're all in the same position of, do we keep doing this? Are we happy?
And look,
how do we help? How do we get the guys to understand? Will they ever understand? Should we just bounce because they're never going? It's a real struggle because especially I take it personally when people paint me as divisive. I do. Because I can't.
Yeah, you just decisive for somebody else's plan. That's where it comes in.
The thing is,
you know what I mean?
And I don't know how many more years Mike has left, and he's an absolute legend in the sport. But I mean, he's just like us. Becky, same. Respect the hell out of them. Like they want to leave this space better than they found that sucker. That's huge. Like forget the blue trophies, all that. Like leave it better than how you. The
hardest part, right? I don't know if we talked about this. We have a new group of rookies every year. When you guys left. 60 guys left, right? So we got people, that y'all talk about that first year, you're just happy to be there. That second year, you're still just happy to be there. It takes about the third year for you to be like,
you figure out.
You wake up.
Yeah, something's not adding up. Well, when you guys left, we got 60 of those people.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, they were just happy to be there. And then every year we get these 10 new rookies. Mm-hmm. And so all the people who understood, okay, what would play out, they're gone.
Exit.
So we're just now starting to get some people that are like.
Some newcomers to see.
That are that understand business, that are like, things aren't adding up here. They're putting our articles behind paywalls. They're not letting us live stream. But we can pay to live stream on, for the equipment and take our time to do it on there. But there's just not enough anymore. Everybody left who was in that position to help those changes.
Selling VIP packages to fans, giving them access to what we do for a living and see that much of it.
Yeah, it's I don't know how you do it.
But everyone always says like, oh, Bass isn't making any money.
This is what I want to know. And I don't know who owns the NPFL or what that story is about. I'll figure that out as I go. So Bass doesn't make any money. And neither does Major League Fishing. So says.
So there's so there's no money to go around.
Right. Well, all the owners fly around in private jets. Somebody got to be making money somewhere.
My favorite part is as you know, I'm part of a company that sponsors Bass. I get updates that say they got the best engagement and viewership ever.
So we talked about that before, like back in way back when, 2010, 11, 12, and as online is taking off, and it was ESPN and now FS1 and Outdoor Life Network with FLW back when we watched that old show this morning. So back then it doubled, whatever year.
Yeah.
10, 12, whatever year. We doubled our viewership from last year. And we doubled it the next year, they doubled it again. They doubled it again. I'm like, well, damn, what y'all started with? One person? 2 people watching?
It's true. Yeah. It's just, and so that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, so are we is our viewership growing? What we're doing, are we headed in the right direction? Is this fluff? Like, just let's be real here so that y'all are business. We have a house. My husband has to retire at some point. We got business decisions to make. I just need you to, is it grim? Is this ship never?
Retirement. What's retirement? I hope maybe I invent something. Something happens. I don't know. I may not ever get to retire.
Yeah.
But hopefully I'm still doing something that's fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Hey, because here's the story. I never really had a job.
You were a cop?
I was a cop, but it wasn't a job. I never really dreaded going anywhere. So
yeah.
Life is good.
Right.
Which is, and that's what I feel guilty over. We are blessed to be in fishing. We make our money in fishing. So then when the comments of oh, go get a real 9 to 5, then I'm like I kind of get what they're saying because we are blessed, but also this is a job. And
it is a job. Yeah.
People think that y'all just don't do anything, but I'm like, look, if they're getting paid, that means somebody's making money off of them. No, this ain't charity. So they've got a job. They're selling something to get paid, and that's putting food on the table for someone else.
So if you work a 9 to 5, so quit fishing and go get a 9 to 5, get a real job, right? But I can throw rocks at you while you working a 9 to 5 because you got a real job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it is fun what we doing, and it is interesting, and it's different than other people do.
But it is a job.
But you could do it if you wanted to, and it is a job.
That's the whole.
Must be nice.
Yeah, the whole.
Must be nice.
The whole get a real job thing. It does bother me because, look, if someone's making money legally, that's a job.
Hey, check this out.
You might wish you had that job, but it doesn't mean that their job is any less of a real job.
I like this one too. I guess. Here's the truth. Go get a real job, and not you just get losers that say that, but I don't do one phone call, 1 or 2 phone calls, and I'm done. Same thing with you. 1 or 2 phone calls and you done. There's some give and take. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got a 9 to 5. You don't get to fish a whole bunch, and you got to talk about whatever you talk about and not fishing. But you also know you're getting a 3% raise. You got insurance. You got a retirement. You got a match program. You got all this stuff. All you got to do is show up.
Right.
And things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
So that you don't get to fish, but all you got to do is shut up and smile for 30 years and you retire.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to do that, well, get a ride and find a way to make money fishing. It's not my fault.
Right.
You're
yeah.
There's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. That one.
Those are wise words there. Absolutely.
Does yeah. It's crazy. And I don't know where fishing goes. I really don't. I feel like, and you're like we're the smartest people, we'll tell you, or whatever. I pride myself generally in being able to see how things are going to play out. I can promise you I have no clue how things are going to play out, which is what's got me nervous and scared, which is what has me like, Chris, we need to be
We need to buy some cattle, bro.
Yeah, maybe.
Buy some cattle. I don't know where the fishing game's going. Fishing's not going nowhere.
Pro fishing.
We don't know where
pro fishing.
Pro fishing is what I'm talking about. Yeah, the fishing industry's great.
I would
great,
love to sit down Kevin right now and ask him how his first year filming, a TV show after 30 plus years of being on top of the sport, how do you feel about that? Was it successful the first year? Do you enjoy doing it? I mean,
Kevin's going to tell you it was successful. I love Kevin, but he's gonna tell you it's successful.
Dude, check this out. You talk about Kevin. Like, okay, so we'll just segue into Kevin. How do you talk about fishing and not talk about Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
KVD.
Right.
Like, wherever tournament fishing is, or it ain't right now, it's in a better place than it would be without Kevin Van Dam. That dude has like carried the torch.
Oh yeah.
For how many years? Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah.
I guess since Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in whatever. Like, thank God that dude was there and is responsible and as competitive and as much as he wants to kill you.
Yeah.
Fishing, competition, off the water. It's nice, respectful. Like, I've seen this dude go from Kevin Van Dam to have to go to like a person because these people are here.
Right.
And most anybody else would probably be aggravated and walk away.
Mike does a good job at that.
Mike does a
too.
good job of
Yeah.
that too. And like Mike too, like, thank God those dudes were around.
Yes.
And that's a whole other conversation. There's other dudes too, but like, thank God those dudes are around and try to guide you and
Absolutely.
learn. And
But that's what's scary as they exit.
Right.
Who's next?
We
George Jones got a song about this. Who's gonna fill their shoes?
Yeah.
It's exactly what he's talking about. I don't know it, man.
Because I don't know that we have people there, that are.
And you hope they got good leadership
But that's what I'm saying.
throughout all. I'm talking about on the organization side.
Yeah.
Make sure you have good leadership.
Did you feel? I felt. We didn't have. We may have had like one issue, or before the split with something that I thought was pretty not handled right, or maybe two. But did you feel like, what do you miss from Jerry McKinnis? Because he obviously did something right.
Man, the thing about Jerry was always energetic, and he had this plan.
Vision.
He had this vision. Now, he might have had it on a sheet of paper with Band-Aids,
Yeah.
which is how he brought the schedule out one year. I think Jerry really liked bass fishing. I think he
did.
I think he had a vision. I think he liked it. I think obviously there's a business side to everything. But I like his excitement. I liked his vision, almost a innocence
Yeah.
to it. How he talked about it, how he taught people about it.
Very passionate.
Very passionate about the sport.
Basic education, a lot of that, and it was a different era, right?
And he knew-
It's a different era. So back then, when Jerry was doing his deal, spreading the word about bass fishing, tournament fishing, where else would you learn about it? You can't go to YouTube.
But I think too, something I like about Jerry, like we talked earlier about that tournament angler respect and enjoying and knowing what that dude's feeling like when he catches that final kicker. Like, I think that was important to Jerry too.
Yeah.
Like,
he knew how to tell
that,
a story.
He got that part of the game. So he knew he understood the angler side of catching fish and those 80 dudes over here going crazy, those 80 anglers, like, I think he kind of was.
From a production standpoint, he knew how to tell that story. Yeah. He knew what moments mattered to the person watching because he was that viewer.
Maybe Jerry had a little more sense than us because, like, he dabbled in that business side of, like, he had his show, but I don't know if I know he fished tournaments, but I don't know if he was an angler, a tournament angler, or like if he wanted to be part of that group, but it got caught on that side. But he got the fishing side of it and was excited about it.
He wrote me an email one time. It was good.
I talked to Jerry one time.
Out of the blue? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I was writing articles for Bass at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Sent me an email, and he very nice.
How about that?
That email is how I got that rod deal.
For
with
real?
Walmart. He sent me an email, and he said just some nice things about my articles and just good. It was good. And he said, I'm going to connect you with my assistant or whatever she was considered, Angie. and he was like, I'll just meet with her. We'd love to help you where we can. And Angie, we had a meeting. It was super quick. It wasn't anything much. It was, I think, at that Bass Fest, that very first Bass Fest event.
That was at Kentucky Lake?
Was it? Or Chickamauga? I think it was Chickamauga.
And then they had one at Kentucky Lake. I got a good one for you. Hold on. Go ahead.
So we meet and it was whatever. And then not too long, or she asked me, just got to know me, and I had a idea for rods. I'm business minded, right? Like I might not have been the best on the water, but I was business minded, and what it was. Well, she gave me a call not too long after that. She said, "Hey, Walmart's kind of thinking about a woman interested, blah blah blah," and she said, "Can I introduce you to the head buyer?" And of course, I said yes.
Here we go.
And I drove to Bentonville. Well, actually, it's a good story. I drive to Bentonville or whatever. We do our thing or whatever. We hit it off. I'm not gonna tell that whole story. We hit it off. I'm driving that old Dodge. In my head
with the light bar.
I don't know if I have it at that time. I'm just hoping it gets there at this time. They tell me the partners they have. And they're like, we would like you to work. These are who we have good relationships with. And I'm like, I'm with Shimano. I was young and dumb. I didn't understand the game. I thought I had...
They're leading you to water to drink.
Yeah. I think I've got something figured out in the sponsorship game when I'm getting just a couple of free rods and having to work shows. And I said, I'd rather stick with Shimano. I'll be loyal, blah, blah, blah. They're like, okay, whatever. So I meet with Shimano, like, okay, we'll do it, blah, blah, blah. And it's just, combos for Walmart. So months go by. They're not really like, Shimano's not asking me. I'm like, well, I guess they're just designing it. They're not asking me much. I'm on the water practicing for an open. I get a phone call from the head buyer. And he says, just so you know, Shimano showed up with nothing. Basically, he's telling me they're not going to do it. They didn't tell me.
That's when you put together that plan in like 3 days and went resell it.
Well, that was further. That was a couple of years later. Something happened, but yeah, I said, and he goes. The Walmart buyer says, "Now you interested in Eagle Claw?" I said, "Introduce me." And
did you work with Al?
Al was the original. We went to where you are. But yes, it started with Al, and at the time, the vice president was Mike Jackson. He's now the president over Eagle Claw, and between those two, Mike Jackson especially, we made some magic. I mean, I think we had like 11 SKUs at Walmart.
That's a lot of money, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Here's
I got
the funny
new golf clubs out of that first check.
I remember seeing comments because people just really didn't like me. Still don't, but they would say like, she's not making money off of any of that and stuff. No, I
if you're in Walmart, you're making money.
Yeah, I mean, we had like 3,000 stores for some of that stuff, 3,000 plus stores, and life was good. And
you want to hear my Jerry story?
So that's a Jerry. That all came from Jerry, and I'm very grateful.
So we at Kentucky Lake Fish and Bass Fest, right? And I forget what year this was, but we had Kentucky Lake right by the bridge, weighing in, all that stuff. And we're doing social media, whatever. That's by that time we started doing social media. So I'm gonna get Jerry to do a film with me, a video on Bass Fest and what's going on. And Jerry says, "Yeah, I'm sitting here with my buddy. It's just a great tournament." Jerry forgot my name.
That's awesome.
I'm like, "All right, Jerry, that's cool, bro." All right, Jerry, thanks.
That's awesome.
Jerry said, "I'm working my fanny off." That was my best.
Jerry, is saying this phrase.
"Hey guys, I'm working my fanny off for y'all. We got a schedule." That's when you had a big piece of paper with Band-Aids on. That was at Sabine River. I'm telling you guys, I'm working my fanny off. I've got big things coming.
Wow.
That's good stuff. Back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Times are better.
I don't want to.
Well, time's better. We just didn't know no better.
That's exactly.
I think
or
that
like the younger
naive.
guys saying naive.
Just like what we're
like
talking
you said,
about
the innocence of it was.
Which is what's happening now, right? We especially at Bass, a lot of innocence, which is perfectly fine. We talk about it. I wish we were back in those moments.
You know what's funny? Oh, I love to be back, but that's just life, I think.
Yeah.
But what's funny is, so we was at Bass, right? And Jerry gets up and talks or whatever. And he talked, working my fanny off. I got a vision, things are coming. And no doubt the guy was working doing his deal. But he got the older guys, and I'm like, man, you heard that dude? He said this, this, and this. And them older dudes are like, bro, they ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. So you fast forward, you go to Major League Fishing, you show up, and the same dudes that were like, they not gonna do nothing. You go to a Major League Fishing meeting and be like, guys, we doing this, 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 and this. And they're like, yeah, you see, it's coming, it's coming. Like, the same dudes that said that group wasn't doing nothing, they talking about this group's gonna do it all, and they're not doing nothing. They're like, you just gotta understand. You gotta understand.
The cycle.
It's the same. It's the same characters. It's just different names along the way.
Cycle keeps
And
repeating.
the root
itself.
problem is, again, the anglers have no voice. You're literally sitting there listening to them spew whatever they want to spew. Okay, we trust you, whatever.
Yeah.
There's zero pushback. I mean, it doesn't have to be pushback. It just has to be you
Look,
agreeing.
I would tell you this. It was too far gone, but one win the anglers did have, and it's like a moral victory. It saved me for a year, but like Major League Fishing was cutting 30. They were supposed to cut 30 that first year, and then anyway, they negotiated it down to 15 per year, which that was whatever. But at least they say 15 people for another year.
I think like the whole group thing, right? I think that I personally think that you guys don't need to have a say in every decision. I do think that you guys need to be consulted in every decision so they at least know where you stand.
There you go.
Which is,
and then because
we had that in the beginning that led. What kills us at any organization is when it gets to business. When it gets to business, X's and O's, dollars and cents.
Yeah, business decisions have to be made.
And business decisions trump
everything.
Feelings, all that
Feelings,
stuff. Your
fire
family,
fish,
whatever.
8 tournaments, 2 tournaments, it's all business.
I think, you guys, like you said, y'all are fishermen. You're not supposed to be the most knowledgeable in business, and so one thing, and like I said, I don't think y'all should have say in every decision. I think they should just know how you stand in every decision, because then they know the blowback that they're going to get, and they can handle that. But the other thing is that I feel like the biggest problem too, which I think y'all might have had someone else, but I don't think the president or whoever's doing the negotiation, I think it needs to be a non-angler, whether it's a former angler or whatever, because what we see on the Bassmaster side is like how if something's going on during a tournament, is a guy on the water going to take care of it?
Whenever there's personal gain in these decisions, you can't expect people to have
a group thought.
Because
You don't
we've
expect
allowed
me
this.
to think about you. I'm thinking about me.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what we've seen this year with the group. It's been.
Here's what I want to know. I'm about to get whatever. I might get a hate mail over this. I don't care. So the split. How long are we talking for, Fab?
This is the longest podcast we've ever done.
We have to cut it down.
No.
But anyway, so how long are we going, Charles?
It's all good.
We've been hanging out for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Look, dude, this is
Go
good.
ahead. Final
Hey,
thought.
so take this
No, you just.
final scenario. Check this out. Just hear me out. So the split happens. We make this move. The anglers go wherever they want to go, whatever. So I went to MLF. We formed an Anglers Association. We got a president, the lawyer, the whole deal, whatever. We had a group chat, and things happen.
Sounds familiar.
We learned some stuff.
But the AA was still part of MLF, right? It wasn't actually its own entity. Like it was still somehow like your bylaws or something. Y'all
Yeah, it
still
was
were
all-
an arm of MLF.
Yeah, and I can't even tell you the truth, which kills us, which goes back to part of the problem we're talking about. But what I do know is we had chat groups and emails and board members and all of this. Then we had a contact between the league and the anglers and the whole deal.
And these were anglers? Like that contact was an angler?
This was all anglers.
Right.
This was all anglers.
Right.
In our group, our association, with a lawyer that reported back to an angler that was an owner that brought it to the league to discuss whatever
So it went,
options we had. That's fact. That's how it was laid out.
so it's
Fact.
filtered through an owner.
Correct. Correct. So life goes on, whatever happens over there. We made some mistakes along the way, and that didn't work out. You know, we could have been more efficient and been more productive had we laid it out different.
Yeah, structure.
Well, that's how I see it from an angler side.
Oh,
So my buddies at Bass, they stay at Bass. They watch us go down the road 3 or 4 years. And y'all come back and do the same thing we did.
Yeah.
Start a kumbaya group.
Yeah, like
That group was not, no, the group that we were a part of trying to start was not headed down that road. And then it got hijacked by someone who was a part of every other kumbaya group just to do the kumbaya thing. And our lawyer straight up said, because our lawyer sees everything. And he was like, he called it. He said, just so you know, you're not going to get anything done. This is where it's headed. I don't know why you're doing it. Don't waste your time, run.
Yeah, and I'm not questioning. I guess I am questioning y'all. Like, why did y'all do the same thing we did when y'all saw the mistakes that we run into?
We didn't. It was overtaken by someone who's part of the mistakes I keep making, and it sucks. It sucks because you just want the guys to realize I'm not the best communicator, so it's terrible. But I'm also the person who sees like the problems, but then I communicate them to people wrong, and they're like, she's. You know, like, you know, because you've dealt with me, you know, like, I don't know how, because for me, it's like, how don't you see this? But people have to go through it. And then they look back and they're like, okay, well, you were right, maybe. But I don't have that politician I don't have that Boyd.
Well, you got personal, you got, not say you, but in general, you got ego, you got
and then that's the
belief,
other thing.
you got a lot of stuff tied in together.
Yeah. And then people are like, oh, they're just looking out for themselves. Like that gets painted a lot. And it's like, no, because for me, the way I see life, right? If that group does well, if the elites do well, he's doing well. Like, cause I know who, right? So if the elites aren't doing well, he's not doing well, no matter how good he fishes or whatever, because the payouts aren't going to go up. The revenue share doesn't exist, you know? So for me, it's like, I'm wired to help.
No revenue share, that freaks me out. But here's what you don't understand. I love that. Here's what you don't understand. Nobody's making money. I'm like, well, how y'all keep the doors open, bro?
Yeah. How they keep hiring people and somebody's making money. Or why not sell?
And after all of that, I can't wait to get to Florida in March. Go fishing.
There you go.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Suicide
You
mission.
seem the last few times you've called, you seem happier than the 18 months prior to that. You just, I'm not used to the down cliff. That's always like, I wish I would have done this, or I got, I'm not used. You're usually the ray of sunshine in my life.
What the deal is, you look at, so for me personally, being excited to go into a new season, I was at Major League Fishing. There was cuts coming. I knew I was on the outside of that cut. Nobody cares about this but me. But had they not cut the field, I requalified through original standards. When they changed the standards, that's what got me cut.
Yeah, you
and that happened to several. That's gonna happen to that happened to a lot of people.
Yeah,
that happened to I don't know, like 20 people, 25 people that ended up getting cut because of the new standards. But I didn't know what the end of that year looked like. Going into the opens, not requalifying. I didn't know what that was going to look like. Luckily, I've been able to restructure and even get new sponsors and keep old sponsors and keep everybody happy. Now I have a clear picture, at least professionally, of what I'm doing for a year and what it looks like a year after that.
Yeah.
If you fish NPFL and you qualify for the championship the following year. If not, you come back and you fish NPFL again.
Yeah.
And try to make that championship every year. It's like there's a clean look. And then too, my personal life has changed. Still got a good looking wife, 4 healthy boys. They playing sports, they fishing. Mm-hmm. So at a certain point, like what these other people's problems, I don't care. They can do whatever they want anyway. Let me hang out with these dudes and go catch fish and coach football and play football, and I'll go fishing and catch fish, because no matter what you do, unless you go as far as to schedule a meeting with somebody in Washington, D.C., they don't care about what we got to see.
I I don't know how many years left he has. Could just be this year.
Hold on. Let me time out. Chris, listen. It's recorded. Do not get out of tournament fishing. Now, if you're unhappy with bass, which you may or may not be, I don't care if you are, that has nothing to do with me. Go to NPFL. If you don't, or go to MLF, go somewhere. I'm telling you, do not step away from tournament fishing. You can't get it out of you. And I would say whatever bass, like I would eat a little shit to stay on the Elite Series.
Yeah.
Because once you leave, it's not like you can walk back in.
No,
and it's not like that's the greatest thing ever in the world. And I'm not. But once you walk out, you can't walk back in.
Okay, so I'm gonna be completely honest with you. My worry right now is where tournament fishing is headed. And this is not bass. This is not MLF. This is not I'm a little
bass tournament fishing across the board.
Across the board. Where is it? How has it been the last 10 years? How has it been the last 25, 30 years? And where is it headed? And then the question right behind that worry or concern is, are there opportunities to stay in the industry but do it better?
Well, so that's like a personal and a business
that's where I'm at.
Type of deal.
Yeah.
Like for me, on the tournament side of it, like, you know, I'm telling you, I can't wait to get to March.
Yes.
And I'm going to see that point of Kissimmee grass. I'm going to see something. And I'm going to pull my hat down, and I got my shades on, got my glasses on, my feet are burning, my calves on fire, I'm wearing my sandals. Like, I know that calves. And
that's a good feeling.
I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm going to boat flip that bitch, and I'm going to be buck. I'm going to love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still need that dude.
Yeah.
It's like Cliff, no.
No.
Like, that's right, like that.
No, I get it, because if y'all don't have your passion, how are you going to do good at whatever you do, right? If that's what gets you up in the morning, I'm going to come at you from this side.
So that's what gets me in trouble too, because that
you're locked in.
That high, that excitement, that innocence, that I can't step away from that.
And I'm not throwing this at you two directly, so don't be like, I'm saying, as the wife, the family person, the person getting older in this situation that is on the roller coaster with you guys, that there might not be a savings account for your retirement, an IRA or something, that the industry, the sponsorships and everything might be downtrend, the payouts might not be getting better. Like, at what point does it say, okay, I also have a family and I need to be like thinking about how can I make this where it's good for everyone? You know what I'm saying?
And this is not something we talk about. Like, this is my first time hearing this, so it's not.
I talked to my mom about this.
It's not like we're talking about this.
So for me personally, I'm not worried about my retirement.
Yeah.
Whatever, because we all know people that work for 40, 50 years and die the next day.
Yeah.
So that'll take care of itself.
Yeah.
Maybe I win the lottery and be able to retire to do what? Go fishing?
Yeah.
So if I have to go work at Bass Pro Shops, and who cares? Like, I still like the game. For me, my only concern is my kids.
Yeah.
So, like, I need to make sure I make enough money, or do I need to do? So when my kids, if they want to go to private school, when they want to buy a truck,
Sure.
when they want to fish a few tournaments,
Right.
I got enough, I can support. I don't want their life
Dictated by
the fact that I'm still chasing fish.
Right.
Yeah.
And when it gets to that point,
Yeah.
I'll make it change. Like, that whole deal about how excited I am to still go fishing, I can put him on the back burner to support them. As long as I can support them and give them a chance.
Yeah.
And they're not getting brand new pickup trucks when they're 16.
Right.
They might get $5,000 Chevy S10s, but
Yeah.
as long as I can provide for them, and Sarah's happy, and I'm still
Sure.
pumped up,
No,
I'm gonna do
nothing
it.
wrong with
And
that.
part
I'm
of-
not like a YOLO dude, but I do know, like,
Yeah. Part of her being happy is you being happy.
Right.
So I understand,
and you work for the man your whole life. You hate your life. You hate going to work.
yeah.
All to do what? To work till you're 65 or 67, and
try
then
and
you're
go
too
fishing.
old
Yeah.
to do anything.
Anything.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally hear you there. But that's also like, but going back to the original, it's like, you know, I don't know what's in store for us, but we're going, dude, I'm so emotional.
Pumped up.
We're going to DC to try and help.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Because we've been around. We know the game. We know where its flaws are. We tried to stay with the organization and work through them.
So I got one for you.
So it's kind of one of those like, okay, so what's left that we can try and do just to help move this thing forward?
It worries me that we talked about all the innocence, right? You and I, the first 3 years, we were just pumped up to be there, seeing that grass point, casting over there. It worries me that I'm seeing more and more, especially over the last couple of years, rookies that are in their early 20s, the innocent guys, who question why things are the way they are. We didn't do that. We questioned nothing, but we're starting to see these young guys, first-year guys, question why things are the way they are.
Are they? So does that mean they smarter and get it, or are they disrespectful when they question what's going on?
That's a good question.
So hold on. So I got a question. So the question always is, Cliff, maybe not Cliff, just Cliff because we're talking to Cliff, third person. If you had to do it again, would you stay at Bass? Mm-hmm. If you had to do it again, 'cause you was the last dude to sign your Bass contract
This year.
He actually signed it. He signed it
A
a
day
day late. He had an hour, or he was out.
If you had to go back and do it again, knowing what you know now, and your situation or wherever Bass is at, good or bad, wherever it's at, and where you at in your career now, if you had to go back, would you leave and try to do it new, or are you happy you stayed and rolled it out with Bass?
So at that time, to be completely honest with you, knowing what I know now, ooh, that's tough because I love tournament bass fishing. I probably would have hopped on some of the YouTube-ish trends back then.
That dude just totally deflected.
No. He's asking you, would you
have
have
stayed-
went to MLF or stayed at Bassmaster?
Well, I threw that third option in there.
No. But
Stayed, absolutely stayed.
You happy that you stayed?
He's
And life is good.
absolutely.
Despite whether you may or may not
Absolutely.
like right
Yeah,
now.
that first year was awesome. Although most of the competition left, I fished with a fire under my ass like no other.
Which made
Had 3 seconds that year.
which he capitalized on the opportunity, and when he capitalized, things were great. His brands grew. There's no denying that. You know, like he did. A door was open for him to. People are watching. Like, who is this guy? And he sees the opportunity.
Walk through. Yeah.
And I forget how many top 10s and everything he got that year, but he was like,
You know where we was all silly? So I made the jump to Major League Fishing, right? Pumped, bro. Major League Fishing. This is our league, but I was, prideful. Y'all stayed prideful. 7 years later, we talk about what's wrong, like what,
Yeah.
and we need to change this, we need to change this. But we carried them flags, and then now we like, if we could change it, like, well.
business. Yeah, they don't care about us. They don't care about the people that bought for them.
It's
Because
still-
it's business.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If we would all look at it, it's funny because if you look at it as business as an angler, you're divisive, or you're a problem.
Well, what's crazy is if you sell, like if it's like in the car business, I guess you don't care about them cars. You care about the business.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
Yeah.
you don't care about the business. You care about the result.
Yeah.
Well, we get caught, and I'm sure athletes too, and I'm sure that maybe let me not pick on the car salesman. There's some car salesmen that love what they do, and I'm sure there's some welders that love what they do. But like it's probably, I assume it's more of a business for them.
Transactional.
Yeah, for us, for me, we get caught up. As a group, we get caught up because we still think we Denny.
Yeah, because it's driven by passion, right?
Yeah.
You're blinded by it. Yeah.
It's fun.
It is fun.
It's interesting.
And we've been here a long time. This is my 15th season. This is your 17th season.
I thought you were talking about here at the table for a long time.
This is just like another phone call with you
Yeah.
driving to your tournament,
Yeah, dude, it is, bro.
Except your headphones have a little microphone on it.
Bro, here's what's crazy. God, I guess when you get you're like, I'll never be that dude. Dude, it flies by.
You're that dude.
It flies by quick.
Yeah.
The good times are good, bro. Like, I remember the good times.
Sure.
I remember the bad
being
times.
a pro bass fisherman, it just, everything happens so fast. It's just go, go, go. Got to get here. Got to get there. I got to tie this up in 0.5 seconds. Got to, move on to the next thing. All of a sudden, ICAST is there, and then the end of the year is there, and then you get to do it all over again.
The part I wish I knew then that I know now, there's a lot of things that we think are important that are not. And if part of it is just keeping the wheel moving, keeping the house of cards afloat. And some of the stuff is important, but like there's a lot of stuff that a lot of time and money wasted.
Yeah.
Just playing a part, and if you don't do it, it don't matter. And you learn at a point what you need to do to stay in the game and what's important, and then you learn like what.
Where you're just spinning your wheels and exhausting
nobody
yourself.
cares that you're doing this.
That leads me to a conversation we had last night at dinner. I mean, the importance of being yourself. Like, how important is that? Because you see some guys still, younger dudes or whatever, they hold back a little bit. The kind of the character that person is. Let's see more of it.
I think it's important to be yourself. Let people, see who you are, be happy and stuff. But I think the game has changed now. So them cats can be themselves. Like back in the day, like Gerald was the first one to show some personality.
Sure.
And even
Gerald Skeet.
Hack Attack showed a little personality, but like
You don't see that right now.
Like Mike started with khaki pants tucked in with a shirt. Like you had to stay in that part.
Right.
And the only regret, I got two regrets in my whole life. I regret that I wasted my daddy's money when I was in high school. I went to private school. I regret that I didn't try in school at all. And in the fishing game, I wish I'd have said what was on my mind a little more.
That way the audience and the organization knows where you stand.
Well, like,
why not?
Why not? And then the other side of me is like, well, why I say it? Like, why not? Because what you get by just saying it? But like, I wish I'd have said a little more. Really, like, what was really in my mind? Like, cause I've always put it out a little bit. We all know that. Like I said this much, but we get in the truck and
you say a lot more.
Yeah,
man, you are just full of wisdom, and that's why we invited you to our home here. Hopped in the studio. I mean, my brand new nitro just got wrapped. I picked you up at the airport with it wrapped, and we're gonna do a little fishing this afternoon in this awesome Texas weather. But we're gonna wrap things up here, and since you're so full of wisdom, we normally have our guests give us some life advice. But I'm gonna ask for two. I'm gonna ask for two because you're at that level. The first one, actually, I'll let you ask the other one, but the first one is give us some parting way advice to that kid in Louisiana, that kid up in Michigan, that California kid that's got a beanie with a little visor on the top of it, entering the game in 2026, 2027. I mean, just in a few words.
Man, just enjoy fishing.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy fishing and be good at fishing. Learn how to fish. Have fun.
Because that's the foundation that you absolutely need.
Yeah, the rest of everything else will take care of itself. Just have fun. Just go have fun. Learn to fish. Learn to be an outdoorsman.
After all, you are at a bass fishing tournament.
Yeah,
and the biggest weight wins.
Yeah, just have fun. Catch fish and enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, go do something else. But if you're having fun, just go have fun. Catch fish.
So there's a chance that maybe Boyden Chase are listening right now. You got Boyden Chase's ears. What would you say to them right now? Like advice for how to lead this industry into the next generation. You got the two technically most powerful people because they're running the pro tournament scene right now. What
would I tell them?
Yeah, they're listening right now.
Y'all just keep, because I'm fishing the NPFL this year, y'all just keep doing y'all deal and let us do our deal. No, I would for the whole tournament fish, but especially chasing boy, man. Just do a good job and focus on the game, on giving fans a good product. If you treat the game good, respect the game, give the fans a good product, the business will take care of itself.
I agree.
Take care of tournament fishing. Let it be about the fish. Let it be about the tournament. Put a good product together for the fishermen, and the business will take care of itself.
That's good advice because, again, that kid from California wearing the beanie with the visor, give him something to look forward to achieve, set a goal, hit that goal, and be happy once he gets there.
Look, if people are watching, if the fans are watching, the fans are wanting to tune in, really wanting to tune in.
Things happen.
Yes.
They're wanting to be on the water too. They're wanting to, it all goes up. And when fans are excited, it's probably because the anglers are excited because that radiates through the screen.
I might sound like some of these business people. When the anglers are happy, the fans are happy, and guess what the fans do? Spend money.
Mm-hmm.
Life is good.
Life is good.
Well, Cliff, that's awesome, man. Thank you for bringing this 2.5 hour conversation to the Bilge podcast here. We will go round 2 with you, absolutely. Hopefully you'll have an NPFL trophy the next time we talk.
You thinking about it to go watch for 2.5 hours, the whole thing?
No, someone will listen to it driving to the lake.
Bro,
Sure.
but our original podcasts were most of them were 2 hours before he started being like cutting them off. I promise you they watch. They watch.
All right.
Especially with you. You can tell us.
Here's where we messed up. We want to build podcast. Chris is trying to sign off. We've been doing this forever.
Uh-huh.
This is the first time we ever film it. But
That's right.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's all
This is
good.
literally conversations we would have by ourselves at dinner or on the couch. And
All right.
that's the Bilge though. That's Matt Pangrac, the same thing we just talked with him about. He asked if you could give someone who wanted to start a podcast advice on how to be successful. Dude, stop chasing the trends or what you think people are talking about. Literally just have a conversation with someone you would talk to anyway. And not even like the cameras are there. It's not for the cameras. It's what you want to know, what you
I
want.
told you last night, Rob Farver, Rob Lever said we should do one. He said we should have done one.
Years ago.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7 years ago. I was like, no, whatever. Should have done it. It's all good. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know who Cajun Baby was before this podcast, make sure you guys go follow him, Cajun Baby Fishing, on all of his platforms. Absolutely entertaining if you tuned in that long. Very, very smart angler, knows how to boat flip a bass, and you always know what's on his mind. So thank you guys. Appreciate it.